You are now tuned in to the Premier Hotspur TV. Sit back, get involved, comment away, because we are live.
Hi guys, welcome back to Premier Hotspur TV. It's your man Simon here, North of England's biggest Spurs fan, guys. Yes, tonight, guys, we are bringing you the debate on the rebuild starts now in the summer. We're going to go on to players out in the summer, players in, and which players should we be loaning back out to clubs and things like that. So let's tear into this. We've got our co-host Matt. Matt, how's it going, mate?
Yeah, all good, mate. I'm looking forward to this show. Hope everyone, hope all our listeners are well and keeping safe. And yeah, I'm ready to get into going to be an interesting show. Definitely, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, we had this one left. I don't know what time we left this. This is already when I come on. So yes, nice one. I don't know if you're on the chat now, mate. I think it's only Yusuf. Yusuf. Thanks for coming in, mate. Hello, mate. Picking up. Yes, Yusuf. So yeah, guys, you're going to come into the chat, guys. Leave all your comments in the chat, guys. Smash the like, subscribe if you already haven't. Share this video out, guys. And seriously, the debate tonight is the rebuild starts here, guys. So basically, guys, we're going to go through the players we want out, the players we want in, the players we want to loan back out, and the players who should we promote from the under 23s and the youth setup who are good enough to come back into the team in the summer. So it's going to be an interesting one. We've got a few chats in here, guys. Used to say Simon the same, Matt. Simon the same. Matt has changed his background and his jacket. Ooh, hey!
I like to evolve. You know what I mean? I'm out of bed, guys.
Thanks for tuning in, mate. Hello, Simon, mate. Yes, mate. Thanks for tuning in. Yes, we got Paddy Stewart. Thanks, Paddy, for tuning in, pal.
Paddy,
hi, lads. How's it going, pal? Yeah, we are all good. Where is the London background? We got a different one tonight. We got the wizard.
Yeah,
we got the wizard behind me. We have got the wizard on the broom. Beloved Hotspur, Adam.
Yes,
thanks for tuning in, pal. Yes, guys. Paddy Stewart says, "Is it Lavinia?" How do you pronounce that, Matt?
Lavinia.
Lavinia. Yeah, is a shout at right back. Yes, I've got him not jotted down. I have Paddy, Yusuf, Simon. That guy left his comment like almost 17 hours ago. I know. I saw that this morning when I was editing. I was like, must live in some other country. In the turn 17 says, nice background, Matt. You say got to watch the Chelsea game. I will probably be lurking probably. Oh, you'll probably be better off on here, Yusuf, if it's nothing happened on that Chelsea game. Trust me.
Time as
well. Right, guys, we're going to get into it. We're going to crack into it. So, as I said, guys, before we crack into it, there will be each topic coming up. So there'll be a players out topic, players in topic, players to promote topic, and the players to loan out topic. So each topic, just come in, guys, leave your chats and leave us your thoughts and your opinions, guys. And we got Downturn Beat says the Harry Kane picture in the back looks like Matt.
Oh, great. So my nickname's Kane. Get in. Yes.
Nice one, Wayne. Are you in the cupboard today, or are you all right today, mate? Harry Kane, most assists in the English Premier League. Man, yeah, he is. Yes, 14 now. And stay here. That game into has an own goal. I know, Paddy. Yeah, it's a shocking first half. Absolutely boring. So I've got it in the background anyway, guys. So I'll let you know if any goals go in. So the first one, guys, the first topic is players out in the summer. So as I said, guys, get your comments in, guys. Me and Matt will be going through ours, so there may be a delay in me answering the comments, guys. So be patient with us in the comment section, guys. There's an Arsenal fan in this. Arsenal fan says, hello, lads. How's it going? Looking forward to Sunday, mate. Hey, absolutely. We're looking forward to this one. So, Matt, players out. Go on. I'll let you go first on your players, mate. Actually, what we do, we'll go position by position. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
You should start then. I think you should start. You're the host.
Right. Okay. I'm the host, right? Matt always lets me start. Matt gets away with it all the time. You know what I mean?
Not in the show, prediction show. I don't. You always make me go.
Yeah. So the first player out goes in goal. It's a question mark on this one, guys. Seriously, don't come on top of me. It's a question mark. It's Hugo. The reason I say this, I just think he is declining. Okay, he's not been too bad over the last few games, but we have seen some mistakes coming into his performances. So I think, and Hugo, I think Hugo probably want to move on. I think he loves Pochettino. That's probably when he wants to retire back in PSG. So Hugo for me, the one to going out, and Joe Hart. Now, if we do both of them, that means we've got to get two in. And that's the thing. Unless Gazaniga, is he out on loan, Matt? Is he out on loan?
Out on loan, yeah.
Yeah. So there's another option. We can call back Gazaniga, which is not a bad option as a thing, and we go out and get a top goalie. So Matt, become your goalies, mate.
I'd probably get rid of Hart. I'd bring in a better second goalkeeper, someone who could push Lloris to really make him step up, sort of like what you've had with our attackers recently, Lloris, or like when Doherty came in, and Aurier completely stepped up. I think, keep maybe Lloris if he wants to stay, but he needs competition and someone who's going to be young and upcoming to come in. Somebody maybe like an Areola from Fulham, if it's possible to get to try and push Lloris.
Yeah. So you're going to Joe Hart then, mate. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you question Hugo?
Oh, obviously, I have questioned him, but you got to look at it like it's the whole defence as a unit with like a better, solid few centre backs. I think he'd be a good enough goalkeeper. I do. I think he makes some really decent saves.
Don't you think though? Like people we'll go on to players anyway. Look at on the goalie situation, like with people like Nick Pope and like these. Seriously, mate, these sort of keepers won't come second fiddle. So we got Hugo there. We might as well just keep someone like Hart or get another backup because that's the problem. We either do it now, Matt, in the summer about Hugo. We need to do something with Hugo. But we'll see how he goes on. That's the question marks on Hugo. I mean, I'm not saying get rid of him. Question mark. I want to see how he goes on now from till the end of the season.
It also kind of depends on his contract situation. He's got a year left.
Yeah.
Will he sign an extension? If he's not going to, then you've got to sell him to try and get some money. Can't let him go free like an Ericsson. You just can't.
No, we definitely can't, mate. Absolutely. Well, Ericsson did go for free, did we? We got money out of him.
Yeah, but a little bit. But it could have been more if we sold him the year before,
Yeah.
So I think we've got to learn from that.
Paddy says Dean Edison. Yeah, Paddy, what we're doing, mate, we're doing players out in a minute, mate. And we will be coming into the players in later in the show.
Great shout,
going topic by topic. But it's a very good shout. I don't think United, because I think he had a good game against City yesterday. But it's a good shout there, Paddy. Very good shout, mate. So Matt's gone for Joe Hart. I went for Hugo question mark. Joe Hart.
Can I have Hugo question mark as well then? Because obviously
yeah. Of course.
Love that.
Yeah. I just want to see how he goes to the end of the season, Matt, and see how Bingham's defence, Matt. Go on, I'll let you have first in defence. Go on.
At this moment in time, I'd keep Sanchez and I'd keep Alderweireld and Roden. Dyer, time to go for me. I'm trying to think who else there potentially is. No, I think it would be Dyer for me that would have to go. I mean, I've seen enough from Sanchez when he plays with an experienced defender, and I've seen shoots of Green that he can be a good defender, and he's one of our defenders with a lot of pace. So yeah, I mean, if he carries on like he is, then yeah. But if he has a few donkey moments, then yeah, we might be. But no, I'm going to trust in Sanchez. I think with Ledley King there, I think he could really could help him a lot. So I'm gonna keep Toby and keep Sanchez and Roden, obviously, because he's young, and I'll sell Dyer.
Right, yeah. Okay, Matt. The ones I'll get rid of.
Are we talking about defenders overall or just centre backs?
Defenders overall.
Okay. Right, there's going to be a bit of a longer list then. Doherty, I got his name right. Time to go.
Yeah.
I'm going to put a call. Ben Davies. Time to go because we know who will be coming back. But I'd keep Tanganga for the future as well. So I'm going to sell Dyer, Davies, and Doherty.
Right. Me personally, Matt got some good. I've probably got a couple of same as Matt. Danny Rose. Let's get rid of him.
He's gone. He'll be going on a free, won't he? So that's
Get out of the club. Davies. I can have one. Doherty. How do you say it?
Doherty. Yeah.
Dyer. Question mark Sanchez. Now, the reason why I say question mark Sanchez, we can't. I've been calling his name, and I admit it. I'm not going to be one of these flip flops. Keep going, bomb. He's had three decent games, I think. Yeah, a couple of hiccups in them 3 decent games, but to me, I want to see to the end of the season, Matt. Yeah. Because we can then say at the end of the season, do you know what? He's had a fucking mare in the season.
I think I'm gonna put my faith in him. I'm gonna go out on a limb and I'm gonna put my faith in him.
Yeah.
Don't let me down, Sanchez.
So to me, Sanchez definitely a question mark. I want to see more. I want to see consistency in Sanchez. I want to see he can actually do it. I mean, we've got a couple of comments here before I go on. Paddy says Roden is invincible. Paul, nice one for bonjour, boys. Yes, Paul. I knew you'd be in somewhere.
Hola, Paul. Hola.
Paddy said, if I could pick one, I'll go Dyer. Pick as many as you want, mate. That's what I'm saying. This is what this is about, mate. Just get all the players. It's not only centre backs, guys. It's the whole defenders, right, centre back, left back, guys. Whoever, just get them off your chest, guys. New wallpaper, Matt, or different room? Different room,
Paul.
He's in the kitchen today, guys. He's in the kitchen.
There's a professional stream.
Yeah, so me personally, Matt, I said Danny Rose. He's gone. Danny Rose gone. Yeah. Dyer definitely. Davies, Doherty, and question mark Sanchez. That's mine. Who I want to be.
Coming to think of it, would you question mark Aurier because he's got a year left on his contract, and it's not looking likely he's going to sign?
Do you know what? I've seen enough of Aurier to not give him a question mark. Oh, just wide from Everton, guys. Oh, Jesus.
I know, but what?
We're not doing a commentary, guys. It's just, no, I've seen enough from Aurier, mate, this season. He's improved, and I'd
love to keep him, but I'm just saying if he's not going to sign a new contract, then
you have a
bit of a problem.
Me personally, I'll keep him on the.
I'll keep him too, but
but Paddy says I'll keep Doherty, and as he has only been in now.
Piss off.
Seriously, mate. I've seen enough of this guy. He's not going to improve, Paddy. But that's your opinion. But thanks for your opinion, pal. Absolutely, mate. Everyone's entitled to their opinion. Yeah. But yes, Matt. We'll go on to midfield then.
It's your turn.
Interesting. It's my turn. Oh, is it my turn? Oh, geez. It's my turn again. Here we go. Oh, look. The first one, Bergwijn, question mark.
Yeah.
To me, he's young. He's 23. I think he has got. Yes, Paddy won the midfield now, mate. Yeah, any midfield, anywhere in midfield, guys. Yeah, with Bergwijn, I think he's young. I think he's still got a bit more credit in the bank because of his age, Matt. That's what I'll do with Bergwijn. I want to see more from him though. But it looks like he's not Jose's favourite minute, is he? He hasn't played in a while, and it doesn't look like he's going to play in the near future either. So that's why I put question mark, because he's still young. There is a talent in there, Matt, but we need to get the best out of him, mate. We need to, try and get the best out of him. Lamela, definitely. I know you got a different opinion on this one, Matt, but Lamela, you know my thoughts on him, mate. He's just the guy's been here over 8 years, mate, and I don't think he's improved at all, mate. I don't think he's improved. Apart from that Rabona goal, he ain't done nothing after that, mate. Is he really? Nothing special. No. He runs around, couple of cameo take-ons. That's all you get gets in people's faces. But you're there to create, mate. You're there to take people on. You're there to create goals. You're there to score goals, and he doesn't do that enough for me. Where Mora does. That's why I said to you, I'll keep Mora over Eric Lamela, because definitely. So yeah, Bergwijn and Lamela at the minute, mate. But Bergwijn's a question mark, guys. Okay, don't jump on my thing, mate. Bergwijn's a question mark at the minute. I want to see him just till end of season, then I'll make my mind up and think about Bergwijn. Sissoko, I think time's up for Sissoko. I know there's a lot of lovers on Sissoko, but to me, time's up for Sissoko. Me personally, mate. If we do want to rebuild, that's what this actual debate's called. Players like that's got to go, mate. He's aging now, isn't it? What, 31 now, coming on 32. Yeah, I think players like that and Harry Winks, and to me, will have to go for me. Before we get on to you, Matt, we got Paul says get rid of Triple D for me, Dyer, Doherty, and David. Absolutely, mate. Yeah, we've mentioned all them, mate. And midfield, I'll get rid of Dyer. And Paddy goes Lamela, Bergwijn, Sissoko so far. Yeah, you've probably gone the same as me, Paddy. Matt, go on, mate. You tell everyone.
So can I just confirm your list with me? Who you'd sell?
I'll sell Lamela, Sissoko, Winks, definite, and there's a question mark on Bergwijn.
Okay. Okay. I'm selling Bergwijn. Sissoko, Winks. I've named 4, haven't I, so far? Lamela, Bergwijn, Winks, Sissoko.
That's 3.
Trying to think who's in midfield.
Winks out on loan for Paddy. Yeah, that's
no. I'd get rid. No, I want him out. I want to get the money while he's got a good contract on him. Get the money. Bye bye. You've done your job. Get over to the Spanish league. You'll be good in that.
It could be the Xavis and the Iniestas over there then.
You know what? Yeah, Bergwijn. Because if we're talking about Lamela not producing, like he doesn't really produce much, does he? You know, he hasn't scored all season. He hasn't. He scored 2 goals or 3 goals last year. He's injured quite a lot. His attitude seems pretty crappy. I don't know if you saw his sort of social media recently. You know, yesterday Spurs are playing, and he's tweeting about a completely different game. So he's obviously not whether he's not caring about his teammates, or it's just a wrong timing sort of thing. I just don't think that's great. So yeah, Bergwijn, Sissoko, and Winks for me.
Right, absolutely. So you heard it all, guys. There, that's mine. I'll go over mine quickly. Question mark: Bergwijn, Lamela, Sissoko, Winks. Definites, absolutely definites. Get out of this club. And we're going to the forwards now, Matt. Forwards, it's Jesus Christ. I looked at that forward line. I said, who can you actually? Gareth Bale, definitely give him another year on another loan. I think we will extend that loan. Harry Kane, not a chance. Tim and Son, not a chance. Obviously Dane Scarlett, but he'll be further into the show. We'll get into Dane Scarlett. The only question mark I put down is Carlos Vinicius. To me, it's an hard one because I like Vinicius. I really do like Vinicius. I think he's an absolute terrific player, and it showed it yesterday as well, Matt. When he come on, he can pull it about, and he is strong enough, mate. He's a strong, big lad, and I think if he does get the service, he'll start banging goals in the Premier League. Oh, without a shadow of doubt. Without a shadow of doubt. It's a shame he's been limited to cups at the minute. I'm just hoping he does get his chance in the Premier League, mate. So yeah, the only one I've got down is question mark Vinicius.
Yeah. I mean, I think for me, yeah, he's done really well, but I believe Danny Ings is available in the summer, and that's who I want. He fills up the homegrown quota as well, so he can bring in another foreign player in a different position, which I think will be much more beneficial for us. So I'd probably send him back, and because they want 40 million or 35 million. I think we can try and get Ings or someone on that caliber for that kind of money. So that's what I would do. I'd send Vinicius back.
Send Vinicius back. Yeah, I just want to see him to the end of the season. We know he's going to get a thing, but now will he get his chance now in the Europa League? Looks like he will.
I can't see
looks
it
like
playing
side grab. I think he will do, but I think it'll be the next one. If we can get through this tie, I think it'll be in the quarterfinals. Will he go his strongest? And that's the thing now.
Oh, definitely. I suppose it depends on what we're doing in the league as well.
And 2-0 Chelsea, guys. Penalty from Jorginho. Well, the thing is, Matt, we'll get into Danny Ings because that's a topic down the line. We'll get into that topic down the line. I don't want to mix up the topics. And we've got Alexander. Thanks for joining the chat, pal. We've got Paddy saying no forward for me. Yeah, okay, mate. And he's saying hi, Alexander. Thanks, Paddy. So yeah. So question mark Vinicius and Matt saying Vinicius out. Yeah.
Only if we can sign if there is someone we can get. I'm saying if we guaranteed someone like an Ings or a different, then yeah.
Yeah. Right. I'm going on to list now, guys. Players to promote to the first team. What to think hard and think about this, guys. Really think about it, because if you really want to, you've got to think of your ready-made players, what you want to bring in the summer. Obviously, Dell will come over these players who you want to bring back to the club. To me, I said they can come in back into the squad, I think. Or let us know in the chat, guys. Let us know in the chat. Matt, go on. It's your turn first. Players to promote to the first team, mate.
I think Dane Scarlett will be in the first team next year. I think Mourinho's already kind of touched on that. He's not going to start, don't get me wrong, but he'll probably be integrated into the squad. And he's looked good when he's come off the bench, even in Europa League games. He looks very lively. Got an assist in his last one. Yeah, I know it's, not probably the worst team in the Europa League, but he's 17. So it's like, he's not used to playing man's football. So, yeah, it'll be him. Skip comes in that midfield for me. You know, you could sell Winks, bring in someone like a Skip. I think he's been superb for Norwich. Yes, I know it's the Championship, but it's still men's football. And he can kind of even if Højbjerg, you know, gets a bit tired and he wants to switch it up, he could play, you know, he could play Skip instead. So I think it gives you a lot better option than someone like Winks. Sessegnon has had a good season at Hoffenheim. Should have had a goal on the weekend. I don't know if you saw it. He had the Hoffenheim striker. He was running through. The keeper's gone up for a corner. He's run all the way forward, and he's got an open goal. And for some reason, he just keeps running when he could just either pass it in the back of the net or slide it to Sessegnon with his unbelievable pace at getting forward. So yeah, it would be Scarlett, Skip, Sessegnon. I would. Now, this is controversial, but I have liked the look of Alfie Devine. Now, I know he's only 16, but, you know, potentially if we were in...
Just think on that one, Matt. Just think carefully on, because the next one is players to send out on loan again.
Yeah.
Well, as I said to as you, Matt, and the guys in chat, just think about it's very big time, guys, because we're looking at players coming in, ready-made players, yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm all about promoting players. These players are not going to get much game time. Now, if they don't get much game time, will they benefit from another season-long loan at another club?
I think Sessegnon will get a lot of game time. I think he'll end up swapping Region and you know, at least it gives him, you know, Region a rest if he stays, obviously. You know, and Sessegnon comes in as a much better alternative than Davies for me, just because of his pace, and you know he's played in that position for Hoffenheim and left wing as well, so he's a very versatile player. Skip will slot into the midfield. Mourinho's already said he's future captain for Tottenham. I believe he's a fantastic player. Okay, so Scarlett, Skip, and Sessegnon. I think that's it.
Right, you've heard Matty's things there. Nice one, Matt. Oh yes, Skippy. Paddy says Harvey White. We'll get onto that one. I think he's a bit too soon.
Maybe another load. Maybe another load.
Sesson Skippy, and Luke. Thanks for coming to the chat again. So guys, I said I'll go over some of the players I like to see promote, but then I've got my players that we want to bring into the summer. Will these players benefit sitting on our bench, or will it benefit going back on loan and improving their football even more, getting more experience under this belt? First of all, the players I want to like to see to be promoted is Skip, Scarlett, Sessegnon, and Sergen. Skip at the minute at Norwich, he's played 35 games and scored 1 goal with 3 yellow cards. Scarlett in the under-18s at the minute, he's played 13 games, scored 15 goals in the return with 4 yellow cards for Scarlett. So it looks like a one.
Is that under-18s he's done that in?
Yeah. He's at under-18s.
Yeah.
Sessegnon played 14, scored 2 goals for Hoffenheim with 3 yellow cards.
And he's also been injured as well, which is...
Also been injured as well,
yeah.
So to me, I'm looking at it, I'm going to myself, yes, Skip, apparently he's having his great season. I've only seen him a few times for Norwich. He's having his good season with Norwich. We know it's only the Championship. Can he step that up into the Premier League? Is he only 19, 20? Is he something like that?
Yeah.
To me, if you're looking at players in that position, like a Sapasar coming in the summer and things like that, with all the players we've already got in that position, will Skip play? How many games do you reckon he'll play? I know we have a big season again with a lot of games, but would he say to himself, do you know what? I'd rather just go alone again, because Norwich apparently have asked Spurs today to extend the loan for next season as well for Oliver Skip. So I know that's out there. Norwich, the deal, another offer's on the table. To me, if I'll Skip, I'll go for another loan. Me personally, I'd love to have Skip back in the actual first team role, But would it be worth bringing him back and not playing him much, and that may affect his
I think
development?
he can get in that team. I think he can get in that team. I honestly do. I think you could play 2 holding midfielders, play Højbjerg and Skip. You could play a Sabitzer a little bit further forward. You could play 3 in midfield. It's Mourinho's preferred formation.
You've got Tungi as well to fit in there as
You've got
well.
Tungi as well. But it creates a lot of competition. I think Mourinho
and this is what we want, right? I know as Spurs, this is what we want. We want a bench like City's with top quality coming on. But we got to understand that these top players, they ain't gonna want to keep benching all the time. And this way it come hard for Jose. I mean, picking players who wants to pick. He'll probably have these players who wants to come in first over these players getting promoted first from the lower youth teams up to the first up to the first team. To me, Skip can probably. To me, he's a quality player. Absolutely, he's quality. I just think he can go out on loan just for one more with Norwich. But you never know, Matt. Norwich may be promoted next year back to the Premier League, and I'll love him. I'll love him to go on loan at Norwich in the Premier League, and let's see if he can do it, mate, week in, week out. And that'll be the test, Matt. And that'll be the test. Because if he can do it for Norwich, mate, week in, week out in the Prem.
The thing is, I've seen him play a couple of times for Spurs under Mourinho. Like, he has looked pretty solid.
Yeah.
He's better on the ball than Winks and Sissoko.
Yeah.
He can turn. He's got a great forward-thinking pass. I just think he's better.
I'm just trying to work out, the players we're going to bring in. Because I've said, if you're bringing the Sabitzer in, it's going to be overcrowding that midfield role. Do you know what I mean? Because obviously you want to. But you can bring a Skip, but then you have to just play limited games, and that's the problem. Would he want to just play this handful of games again, just then harm his development going forward, or does he want to have one more year at like a Norwich, maybe in the Premier League, and let's see what he can do at Norwich?
Maybe,
and maybe he is definitely good enough to come back in that team, definitely. But would he play regular? That's the one I want to know, Matt. Is he going to play regular for me to have Skip back at his club? I mean, because I don't want to harm his development. You know what I mean? That's the thing with him.
It will depend on what goes on in the summer. We don't know what's going to happen yet. So
Dane Scarlett. That's another. He's only 16, 17. He's 17 coming up, Matt, isn't it? Depends. That's it. I love it. I love the
so you know.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, mate. It's. I can see it happening. Marine did say he's going to be involved in more of the first team squad, but maybe he may. It won't harm him going out on loan somewhere, mate, in the Championship for a season to see how he does at his age at that level. You know what I mean? Because I think he needs to get away from the under 18 level. So I think that's a bit too easy for him in a minute. I think he needs a challenge in it.
Scarlett. Sometimes as well. So
he does. He's only played 3 games though. I've checked. He's only played 3 games and done 23s. I think he only got 1 goal, but still, it's a goal in it, and then 23s. Session. Oh dear, Jesus Christ! As I said, we ain't seen much of Sirkin either. To me, what I was thinking of having a Sirkin as backup to Reguilon, get rid of Davies, because I don't think Session is a left back. I think this guy is a left midfielder.
He's a left wing back like Reguilon is. That's what he will be.
That's what they get forced into, and I don't think he's like the defending side.
I like your Sirkin point, but at the end of the day, Sirkin has not gone out on loan. He's been injured half the season. That's why we haven't seen him, because he's struggling with injuries. So, I mean, that could harm his development. We don't know with injuries, and he hasn't gone out on loan. So that's a bit of an odd one as well. If he was that good enough, would he have gone out on loan? Because Sessegnon has.
Maybe he didn't want to. That's the thing, isn't it? Maybe he rejected it. Yeah, maybe. But me personally, I was just thinking of these players are going to come back in, and I think they'll just be sitting on the bench, mate, and keep him warm and only getting like 10, 15 minutes here, 20 minutes here.
I think the thing with Sessegnon, if he's not going to play left back or left wing back, he can play left mid, and he could push Son. Yeah. So that's why I'd probably keep him.
That's what I said. Bring him back in, Sessegnon, but don't play him as a left back. Play him. Let him challenge Son. Let him challenge Son.
Yeah.
Because he's great at bombing forwards. I watched him at Fulham, mate, and he's great at just bombing forwards. And he wasn't great defending for Fulham.
I think for me, like you say, he could be a really good left wing back if we need him, like versatile. But most of the time, left mid.
So he could be versatile. He can play both. He can play, but more pushing Son. Yeah, we could probably go that way.
And let's say he's played a high level of football now, hasn't he? You know, he's played for Fulham in the Premier League and the Championship, and he's been to the Bundesliga now. So it's not, pretty good. Yeah.
So, love. I said Skip. I said I'll go back. Skip. I'd love to have him back, mate. Seriously, I'm not saying he's.
I get what you're saying. No, I know you don't want to harm his development. I understand that.
His development. I don't think he'll play much, mate, next season. It may be the season after. He may be kicking on. But would you agree with him? Would you agree like letting him stay at Norwich if they come to the Premier League and let him have a year in the Premier League with Norwich?
I think you don't give Norwich the answer until we know what's going on after what's going to happen in the window. Yeah. Because if we don't get many players, then you're going to have to bring in someone like Skip to fill in that void.
Yeah, so that's my ones, guys. That's the ones I want to promote, but I'm still looking at the ones who's going to come in still, because they're the ready-made players. So I mean, you've got to think about it. These are players who's ready-made. They can come in and start from the ground running. Got the experience. Alexander says Sirkin ? Skip will be on the bench and then start to overtake Zoko's spot eventually. Without a shadow of doubt. Paul, we're coming into him in a minute, mate. Absolutely, I know where you're coming from, mate. Alexander, it was a 16-year-old starting in the Championship. It's just mad to think about. I don't think so, mate. I think Scarlett can probably. I think he can mix it up in the Championship. Me personally, he's that type of player. THFC fan Bible, thanks for coming in, guys. Hi, guys. Mark Shepherd, do you think Winks should go once Skippy returns next season? Mark, thanks for coming in. Absolute pleasure to see you, mate. It's the first time I've seen you. But yeah, we've already gone through Winks, mate. Winks is a goner. He's a goner. And Skip, we agree that he comes back into the squad, but how much game time he'll get, we don't know. We don't know what's going to go on. So Matt, are you happy what you've the ones you want to promote? And
Scarlett, Skip, and Sessegnon.
So the next one's players to send out on loan. It's my go, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
So guys, this is players that the young, especially the young players, guys, who won't get nowhere near that first team next season, may be beneficial going out on loan next season. So bring us the ones you think. Harvey White, I think he should go back on loan. He's been playing all right, actually. He's got a good goal, a good header, actually, for Portsmouth a couple of weeks ago. I think he's played 10 games and 1 goal so far for Harvey White. So I think he's the sort of player that needs to go back on loan, Matt. Because I don't think he can come in just as yet, mate, to force his way into that team at the minute. So he definitely can probably be sent back out on loan. Jack Clark, I reckon, could be sent out on loan again. He's played 12 games for Stoke and he's got none at the minute, but he's got 2 yellows. But what he's doing, I've seen him a couple of times, seen some highlights of Jack Clark. And yeah, he's doing all right. He's doing all right for Stoke. But that's another one, maybe. We'll see how he goes for another year out on either it's at Stoke or somewhere else. Is it Gone. You pronounce it. That is it. Lavinia. Is it Lavinia? Gone. I've got up my head.
Lavinia.
Lavinia. I can. Yes, definitely. I've watched him in the under-18s. I watched him when he come on in the European game in it, and he does look quite. He does look quite assured. He does. He looks like he's confident playing there. I watched him the other day in the under-18s. He definitely is a player, and another player that he needs to move away from the under-18s now, go out on loan, and get some proper experience in it, and come back, because I think he can be a future right back. This guy, and Alfie Devine, for me, he can go out on loan. He's only 16, coming on. I think he's 17 now, isn't it? I watched him the other day for the under-18s. So he's
class, mate. He's actually insane.
He's such
Don't forget, he's played men's football because he played for Wigan on their last season.
Yeah.
He's not.
So we know he can do it, but that's at lower levels. Premier League's completely different.
Yeah, of course.
Me personally, I think he can go out on loan to the Championship. Get him out on loan to the Championship. Me personally, and as someone said there. That's my last one. Troy Parrott. I think he go out on loan again. It's so frustrating with Parrott, Matt, because we thought he's going to be the next Kane, in it. Absolutely, he's banging all these goals, and
Scarlet, mate.
Then he's gone out on loan, Matt, thinking yes, do a Harry Kane, go to like a Millwalls and the Leighton Orient and banging goals, but it hasn't happened, did it? Hasn't happened for him. Injuries has crept up as well. He's got injuries at a young age. So Parrott's another one, can do another, but I want to see him kick on though. Now, Matt, how old is he now, Parrott? 21,
probably
something
20,
like that.
21, yeah. Got a bad attitude for me. I don't think his attitude's very good. He hangs around with
I've seen a couple of videos as well. Yeah. I've seen a couple of, it looks like got an ego on his head, and I totally agree with you, mate. Where were we? We're here. Paddy Shoot says Winks, Bergwijn, Clark, again, White again. That's going out on loan. Okay. Thanks, Paddy and Gazaniga. Paul says, Harvey White, and maybe send Bow on loan to Madrid. Oh dear. Parrott needs a few years of loans to toughen up a bit, and Dane Scarlett's about twice the size of him. I can see where you're coming from there, mate. We've got Josh. Add to Josh.
Oh, he's been shopping.
He's been shopping.
Yeah.
How's it going, Josh?
You good? What's going on, boys?
Yeah,
celebrations, good, mate. Congratulations.
Hey,
congratulations, we're back on track, mate. Onwards and upwards.
So Alexander says Loan, Winks, Scarlett, White, Lavinia, and Bergwijn, Clark, Gazaniga, Serkin, and Demora. Is that right? I think it's a youngster, that one. Parrott as well, he says. Paul says, so excited about Scarlett, and Jose said he will be involved next year. Yeah, he did say that. What is the score at Chelsea? It's 2-0, Paul. I'm worried about Parrott. Thanks, Paddy. Troy Parrott is 19. He's only 19 still. Josh, you want samosas, and Paul, big up Josh.
This samosa stuff's never going to leave you, is it?
It's not going to leave you, mate.
Mate, I'm going to be probably buried in a samosa, man. I'm going to live it till the last 15 minutes. A samosa.
So, Josh, basically, this debate tonight is about the rebuild for the summer, mate. And we broke it down in topics, like players we want to get rid of in the summer, players to send out on loan, players to promote from the youth setup. Just quickly go over that players going out, Matt, Josh.
So players going out, I think it's down to a few things, isn't it? Because obviously you need to look at their contract length. That's one of the things I think they'll look at straight away is how much value does the club still hold with that player? Because the last thing we want to do is lose them on a freebie, or let them negotiate their last kind of couple of years with other clubs like Ericsson, obviously. So if you look at sort of Kyle Walker, they got rid of him, cashed in. So I think in terms of that, we need to look at the players that are on, like in terms of all the players we've got, how many of them are sort of reaching their last couple of years? How's Lamella looking?
How many more years? I'm not too sure how many more years.
Last year, didn't he?
Is there a few more?
Okay. Like a year or two ago, so I think it is 3 or 4 years left. I'm pretty sure, maybe 3.
Right, yeah. So I think those sort of players that are kind of looking towards sort of that second, couple of years away from, the end of their contract. So those players need to be sort of decided on, don't we? Or do we want to keep them, or do you want to get them off the wage bill, get some money in the tills, and then spend it on, on obviously bringing in younger players? Because I feel like Levy's policy has always been to sort of buy 19-year-olds, 20-year-olds, mix it up, and have like players for the future, have players for the present. Well, we got to get rid of the players of the past, I guess is the question, isn't it? The ones that have been here too long. So I think Davis, unfortunately, got nothing against the bloke. I'm sure he's a top bloke outside of football, but on the pitch, just not shown enough. Just not shown enough. So I would want to move him on. I think Sissoko has now reached the end of his peak as a footballer. Maybe a year left in him, but I'd like to move Sissoko on. I think Eric Dyer is potentially a player that's holding a squad number there that we should really be looking to improve that position, I think, because it's such an important position. So, what's Eric Dyer worth? Someone might pay 25 million for him because he's English and he's still, he's not old, but he should be hitting the peak of his powers anytime in the next couple of years. He should be in the peak of his powers now, really. So I'd say Eric Dyer's got to go on that list. I think with Joe Hart, he's just sitting there doing nothing. I'm not sure what he's doing at the club. I mean, I know he's come in to kind of give us the quota for having English players, but I'd want to move him on, But I mean, some say he's a character in the dressing room, so maybe you keep him as a leader, but I'm not sure as our number 2 if he's anywhere near what we need. So those are the players for now that kind of reach the top of my mind when I think of players I don't want at the club this time next year, and players that we just cash in and we reinforce those same positions with either youngsters, or we obviously have to put more money into the transfer budget and reinforce those positions. So we can't go another season where we've got Ben Davis and Reguilon fighting it out, because Ben Davis is just no competition for Reguilon. And not only will a better player bring out the best of Reguilon, but we know these players are going to get injuries. For the first time this season in a long time, we're injury free, and it feels great. But let's be honest, guys, when we're 2 or 3 players down, we look half the team. So, I mean, those are the ones that come to mind, Simon, to be honest, if you're asking me sort of the obvious ones that I'd like to move on.
Yeah, I said I'll go back over mine quickly, Josh, because we're in the I don't know what section we're in at the minute, but I'll go with the ones. I've got a question mark over Hugo in the goalie position there. Me personally, I think he's on. I think he's on his way out, mate. I think we do need to find a replacement.
One, Simon. That's a split camp question that I think you'll find. I don't know about you,
well,
Matt.
The thing is, Josh, I've question marked it though. I've question marked it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I've called his name. I want to see how he goes to the end of the season, because I think we can go out and go get another one, another goalie to replace him. I think he wants. I really do. He wants to retire back in France under Pochettino with PSG. So I think that's the way he's going to go.
I really like the Fulham keeper, and if Fulham do go down,
I said that.
He looks confident. He looks assured. He looks just looks like a leader as well. He just looks. You want a keeper to be the boss. I don't want a keeper who's good at just goalkeeping. I want a keeper to have like the character and personality of a boss. And I just feel like Hugo. I keep calling him Hugo. I should be calling him Hugo. right? Hugo Lloris needs to be a little bit more vocal, a little bit more of a leader, I feel. But I don't know if he's one of these quiet leaders that says very little, but people respect him. I just wonder if he's a quiet leader. We could do it. We could do with a leader as well as a good goalkeeper, if you know what I mean. It's such an important position.
Yeah, and the defenders, like obviously Danny Rose will be gone in the summer anyway because his contract will be up. Dyer, that's the one I want to get rid of. Davies and Doherty, and question mark over Sanchez. Sanchez, I put a question mark over because I did call him out over the beginning of the season. I thought this guy is no good. This guy needs to go. But the last 3 or 4 games, Josh, as me and Matt were speaking, we've seen the signs of improvement. If he plays alongside someone like Toby, he probably can bring the best out of Sanchez. So we've question marked. We question marked Sanchez until end of season. See if he can keep it up and Lamella, Bergwijn question mark. Yes, that's another one I need to see more of. I need to see more of Bergwijn. And Sissoko, Winks. I'll get well of Winks as well.
Yeah,
and
Winks.
Vinicius, a question mark as well on Vinicius. Because that's another one to split. That's another one there's split camp because I think he's quality. Me personally, I really do. I think I think there's a player in him. But as what Matt said, if we can, if they do want 35, 40 million, then, and if Danny Ings is available at 20 odd million, would you go and get Danny Ings? But will Danny Ings come and play second fiddle with Harry Kane? That's the problem. That's the problem we're going to have.
I think you would. I think to play alongside Son and Bell and the new transfers that we bring in, to be under Mourinho, to be at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, to be in European football, which is not going to get none of that. Very few teams would really take on Ings. I think Tottenham's a good fit for him. I could see him even going somewhere like Arsenal. I hate to say it, but they're kind of lacking a man up front. And I could see the cheek and trying to get him as well, you know. And to be honest, most moves, you know, no disrespect to Southampton, but they're kind of a mid-table club, really. Do you know what I mean? So you could see him going to any of the top 6. But I mean, like, you know, Man City, would they take him? No. Man United, I don't think so. I don't think Man United would have him either because they need to find their sort of plan A up front rather than a plan B. Do Chelsea need him? No. Do Liverpool need him? He's not going back to Liverpool, that's for sure. So you're left with you're left with us there in the top tier of English football. We're kind of a good fit for him, but the problem is obviously he's at the end of his career, and you know any footballer would want to play the last couple of years in the Premier League. They'd want to play at the top of their game. Do you know what I mean? So why would Danny Ings? I mean, it's a really good one. Don't get me wrong. It's very debatable, and he's not signing his contract. He's had it in front of him for so long now. So he's obviously looking outside. Yeah, he's definitely looking outside. He definitely wants to be sold. I just don't know why Danny Ings, personally, I don't know why Danny Ings would want to spend the last couple of years of his Premier League sort of career playing second fiddle. But on the other hand, he's playing at a great club like Spurs. So it's a lot to think about. There's pros and cons for Danny Ings.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Matt, go on to you about the players you're going to send out on loan.
Send out on loan. Harvey White, Alfie Devine, Troy Parrott, Dylan Markande. Yeah,
he's not bad, pal.
Lavinia, I think he needs like a loan out. I think I'd loan out Sirkin if he wants a bit of experience and get some game time.
Could have no players then, mate.
There's more coming through. I just think those guys have played in the under 18s and the under 23s for quite a while now, and it's time to go. If they want to get and play for Tottenham Hotspur, it's time to step up to man's football now.
Almost like Ollie Skipp's the perfect example of going out and bettering yourself.
Now, Josh, me and Matt were speaking about Skip, and we'll both love him to come back into the team next season to get involved. Me personally, I said to Matt, Norwich has asked Tottenham today for an extension to that loan for next season.
Right.
And if they do come up into the Premier League, I think that'll be absolutely ideal for keeping him at Norwich in the Premier League for another season, and see how he does perform week in, week out at Norwich in the Premier League. Is that something that you'll probably agree with, or as what Matt was saying, like bring him in and let him like test the likes of Pierre?
It's a difficult one because we need defensive midfield cover, and he's the man. Do you know what I mean? He's the main man in that position. If you look at sort of all the youngsters, he's the one that's at the front of the queue. So I look at Ollie Skip and I think, you need to probably put on a bit of weight, kind of muscle yourself up, get ready for the Premier League, to get stuck into the really quick games where you're going to get, found out really quickly. And I think under Pierre, you couldn't ask for a better guru in that role. So I'm sure Ollie Skip would love to work and play alongside Pierre and learn from the best. But we're talking about Jose Mourinho. We're potentially talking about, hopefully, Champions League football. So Ollie Skip knows if he comes to Tottenham, he's only going to play a very small role or part role in our season. Whereas if he stays at Norwich, he's getting the whole Premier League season without injury, because he's there pretty much one of their best. Out of 3 players, he's one of their best players. So I think for his development, to see him in the Premier League would be awesome. If he was playing for Norwich, we'd have a keen eye on him to see how he's getting along. But then on the other hand, I want him to learn from Pierre and the kind of senior players. So it's a really difficult one. Do we bring him back or not? I mean, could we potentially? Yeah, I mean, could we potentially? I don't know how the loan agreements work, but if we need defensive cover, let's say we leave him with Norwich and he continues with Norwich next season, but we need emergency defensive cover. Can we bring him in the January window?
Maybe they could put that in a clause, Josh.
Yeah.
Probably put in a clause saying.
Well, they nearly called him back, didn't they, Spurs? This January.
Yeah.
They were looking into it. So.
Yeah, I'd prefer that, because then if we really need it, we can bring him in. He would have had half a season under Norwich in the Premier League. But would Norwich do that? Would they take a top player out the team halfway through the season when they're probably going to be struggling? Probably not. Yeah, so look, I'd love him there. I don't think Jose would play him personally, guys. I think he'd play him in the early rounds of like the FA Cup and the Carabao Cup. But I'd feel for Skip, because he'd kind of come and he wouldn't be playing. We're seeing him play for Norwich in the Premier League. Probably I would lean more towards that personally, just to give him an extra 38 games plus the rest, playing at the highest level, and then bring him in. That's what I would do personally.
Yeah, absolutely. Nice one for that, Josh. Paul says it would be Pope for me if we're going to replace Hugo. The Fulham goalie's only on loan from PSG. So that could be quite a tough one to negotiate, that one. Bobby says didn't recognise Matt with him not in bed. Paul says if Danny Ings wants to go to any of the top clubs, he is going to have some serious competition for places. So it's not just at Spurs. He will fight for a place. Yes, that's brilliant. Yusuf says 2-0. Yes, we've seen that. Oh, yes, Josh, nice car. And Bobby says... Bobby says, I thought you have your own chauffeur now, Josh.
Mate, I'm not even at my dinner, man. I'm going to my girlfriend's house, and she's waiting for me. So I'm going to be in double shit, mate. So I'm enjoying this, and I'm driving as slow as possible. But not looking forward to them cold samosas, man. I'll take it.
Right, players to buy in the summer. This is going to be an interesting one.
Has anyone noticed Frank Bruno laugh? Was that Matt just laughing? I love it, Matt. Go on, give us some more of that, man. Love it. Sorry.
Players
win, mate. Who am I going? What, you want my 3?
Goalies first. Goalie
first. Players buying the summer. Okay. Well, if Areola is on loan from PSG and Pochettino wants Lloris, I feel there could be a deal done there. There could be something done there. Yeah, but it all depends. It's up to Lloris. Yeah. I like the look of Dean Henderson. I think he looks solid since he's come in for Man United. Looks better than De Gea anyway. It looks like he's vocal. Nick Pope, he's actually quite old. He's aging. I think he's nearly 30. So, and he's going to be like 50 million. They want 50 million for him. That's the quote they're saying. So that's not for me. Joe, I'll go Areola. I think if it's to replace Lloris, I think I'd go Areola. Or he can come in as second and push Lloris. You know, he could easily push him far as well.
You know what? I'll throw one in the hat, and it may be difficult to get him, but Martinez from Villa. I think this guy is an absolute top draw goalie. Yeah. And for a couple of sides of Tottenham, we should be making it hard to get someone like him. I think we can go in 25 million, whatever it costs, 30 million. He's a top goalie. Arsenal are absolutely what they've done to let him go. I think he's absolutely fantastic. And Donnarumma from
I was just about to say that. Yeah,
we don't know where he's going to go though. This is the problem with him. He's on a free transfer. He's got a choice in it.
So good.
22 years old. He's made like 200 appearances already for AC Milan. Unbelievable.
Yeah,
absolutely. So, Josh, if you're going to bring a goalie in the summer, mate, who would it be?
I think all the names you mentioned there, boys, are all good options. They're all like players that have like proven that they can do they can perform season in season. That can do a good job. I really like Areola. I've had my eyes on him all season. He's been unlucky with Fulham with the amount of clean sheets because obviously, let's be honest, Fulham's back four's been a bit Jekyll and Hyde. They've not really performed. I love Martinez is a great shout. I just don't think we've got a chance of getting him. No. I can't see John Terry and what's his name? Is it Dean Henderson? Smith. Who's the manager? Oh, Dean sorry, Smith. That's it. Yeah, I can't see them. They can't see Dean Smith and John Terry letting him go. They'll definitely be all over him, and rightly so because he's a good player. I think the AC Milan guy. I don't know how you pronounce his name.
Donnarumma.
That's it. Him. Donna Kebab. I call him. Donna Kebab. Yeah. or I don't know. Prima donna. I don't know what we want to call it, but yeah, he looks a good player. I hope he's not a prima donna because that'll kind of go with his name, won't it? But yeah, no, I think he's a really good shout. But I think all of Europe will be all over him. He's young. Yeah, I mean, he's just stupidly experienced. He can go anywhere. But listen, we're not. Do you know what? We've got all the. I know we're all a bit excited from the last couple of games and the amount of goals we're banging in, but I truly believe. I do think we've got a very good chance of finishing in the top four. And if we do, we should be commanding the best. And the best should want to come to Spurs because, mate, playing in front of that crowd, listen, being in the Champions League. Like sometimes I think our DNA is a bit programmed to think a bit smaller than we are sometimes because we're so hurt and so like we've huffed and puffed our way along. Do you know what I mean? But we've got to demand sort of the best now because we're like about 3 or 4 quality players away from sort of really challenging major honours with the team we've got, right? So I don't see no reason why we can't go toe to toe with. I know the wages are going to always be a problem with us because your PSGs or your Bayern Munichs and Man Cities and Uniteds are always going to offer that 50 to 100k more than us. But we've got to start bringing in proper replacements, man. I'm just. Like I don't mind experimenting with youngsters because it's always an experiment. You never know. That's always the way it's going to be. You're not always going to get a Dele Alli, but with these sort of positions where you're replacing a number one for a number one, we just got to go and put the money down, man. Whatever it is, 100 grand, 150 grand, just get the right man in, because it's such an important position in terms of the character of the person, and we can't have like an experiment as a goalkeeper. Joe Hart and Lloris, if they're both going to go, we bring in like a real top quality goalkeeper that we can rely on for the next 4 to 5 seasons. And we build around him and we build in front of him. And then we could be onto something as well with the players we've already got.
There, we've got Bob's in the house.
Oh, there he is.
There he is.
Get in. What a day.
How's it going, Bob's?
All right, mate. Yeah, interesting day.
We're on the players in for the summer.
Okay. Yeah.
and we started on the goalies. We've thrown some names out there. I don't know if you heard them. If Hugo was going to go, who would your number one be, mate?
Pope for me, mate, hands down. I've said that for a while. I mean, Henderson's a good shout as well. I don't know if his name's been mentioned, but I think Henderson's going to be down to if De Gea decides to stay another year or so, or if Man United are willing to keep him. But Pope for me, I think what he's got, what Hugo is very vocal. He communicates with the defenders really well. Yes, he's playing for a poorish or an average side, and as far as I say, he's going to concede a few goals. But with so many, he's had good target practice as well, hasn't he? For me, it's Pope. He's English as well, so I hope he'll help out squad quota with regards to, homegrown English players as well. So for me, for me, Pope. And obviously we've got a free transfer as well from AC Milan, isn't there?
Yeah.
Donnarumma. So he's good. I'll be honest with you, I've not seen that much of him, but obviously everyone speaks very highly of him. But he's probably going to be setting his sights for something higher, someone higher. I think is more of a Madrid or a Barcelona or a Munich. Goalkeeper. But for me, mate, without giving it a second thought, Pope for me. I don't know. Any of you guys mentioned Pope or?
We did, but I just think his price is going to be too much this summer. It's going to be upwards of 50 million, apparently.
But well, don't you think, Matt, that it's great what we're chatting about, and we are going to be realistic, and I know you guys have as well. But it is purely down to what kind of season we have, isn't it?
Yeah,
our budget will be totally dependent on where we finish in the league.
Yeah.
How we've gotten 2 cup competitions as well. You'd like to think that if we are going to be in the Champions League next season, and we have got a couple of trophy or a trophy, the purse strings might be loosened a bit than they would be if we finished, I know, 6th, 7th, and won no cup. So but from what I've heard so far, everyone you've mentioned is pretty much achievable if we went for it. What we don't want to end up with is the also runs, the Grealishes, the Brunos, and the Cavani's, and the Diaz's.
Something on that, Bobby.
Yes, mate.
Something on that, Bobby. So, what you mentioned there about if we don't make the top 4, or depending on where we finish, Levy would decide what to spend, and I agree with you. He will somewhat decide, but 2 years at the Champions League is damaging.
Yeah.
1 year you can survive. 2 is damaging, right? And exactly. I just wonder whether or not we make the top 4, or we don't make the top 4. I think they've got to go for it regardless. This transfer have got to go for it, because we just can't, we can't sort of follow our season's finish. We've got to be proactive and think we've got to get back in. We're not in it. We've got to get back in. So for me, it's really important that this summer, and I was just saying it just before you came on.
Dun dun dun.
I just think that the board aren't stupid. I don't think. I'm sure there's a plan in the summer. They're going to back him. I'm
guys.
Sure of it.
That's right.
Yeah, sorry, I lost you guys there for a bit. We're going to get 30 mil for Lloris. What do you reckon we'll get for him? What's the reasonable figure?
I think it's going to be around the 25-30 mark.
Yeah. So they got to replace him with like a number 1. They can't replace him with a maybe or a young guy.
No.
So for me, this transfer window, and we probably will be having this conversation every other week as we get towards the end of the season, right? Is how much do we spend? Who do we bring in? But I just feel like, for me, I know it's going off the point, but Levy just needs to put his hand in his pocket this summer, because we kept 2 seasons at the Champions League. Then it starts to become the norm a bit. And I just wonder if Mourinho will demand a massive transfer budget this summer. He's got to, isn't he? Because you've got to back him now, because he's shown glimpses of what he can do.
Yeah, they got to match it, the ambition, don't they? They got to match our ambition. Yeah. More importantly, their manager's ambition, and let's be honest, the players' ambition as well. Sonny looks like he might go. It's not
Yeah.
definitive, there's 30% chance he might go. But if you want to keep the likes of Harry, and I'm worried about Ndombele, the way he carries it, if he carries on playing the way he is, there's no reason why Madrid or Barcelona
we
won't
won't
look at
let him
that.
go. We've got him signed up for at least a couple of seasons still. I
But
can't see him going
yeah,
anywhere
but
past
it comes down to ambition, doesn't it? When you start hearing the words Madrid and Barcelona in your ear, and you're playing for a team whose board aren't ambitious as yourself, then obviously your head's going to get turned, mate, isn't it? So I think the ambition's got to match. Fans, from what it looks like, I don't think the board are too concerned about what the fans think. They made that pretty evident. But if they want to keep a good manager who potentially has got the chance of making us successful and world class players, and want to keep world class players, they need to match their ambition. And that's where the test comes in. It's if Levy and the likes of Lewis are going to be doing that. If they are, like you say, put their hands in the pocket.
So we're going to get onto the defenders now. Who we want to bring in the summer. I'm being realistic because I don't think there's going to be a lot of money in the summer. I really don't. Even if we do get in Champions League, there may be a tiny bit more money for us. But I still think we're not going to be going out there splashing massive amount of money on players. But so I'm looking in the Premier League, I'm looking in with people who's played in the Premier League experience, and a couple of centre-backs that I think we can get. It's Lewis Dunk and Connor Cody. I think these two are Premier League experience. They're very good defenders. And I think if we ain't got that massive budget to go out and get someone from abroad, we don't have to go abroad all the time. This is what I don't like get all the time. We don't have to. There is quality in that Premier League, which we can go and get. At the right price. So to me, if we're going centre backs, Lewis Dunk and Connor Cody, I'll throw out there. Anyone wants to start on that one?
Can I take that one because I've got to go, guys. So
go then,
mate.
Go on.
Yeah, I got cold samosas to look forward to. Would you say Lewis Dunk and Connor Cody? Connor Cody, amazing. I think I'd love Connor Cody. I think he's the future of
the captain
English
as
football.
well, isn't he? Captain material.
Yeah, he's a leader. He's up for it. You don't get many come along like him. Not the whole package. He's the whole package, is what I can see. So it's difficult to get players that are leaders, like you just said. Quality. I don't think he's poor in any real department. I don't think I can say he's a bad passer or he's bad at defending. So if we can go and slap a nice sort of 30 million offer down, you never know. Wolves might be tempted, I'd take him at 35. Do you know what I mean? 35 mil, put down 25 to 30 mil. I think he'd love to come to Spurs. I think his mate Doherty will tell him it's a great club.
I don't want to buy from Wolves again. Look how that turned out.
I was waiting for your reaction.
Absolutely.
We could just swap him back. We could just send him the other way.
Yeah, that's it. Do a swap.
Yeah. You could throw a Neto in there as well if you want. But I think he's a good player. And then it's difficult to buy these Premier League defenders because the Premier League money's so good that a lot of these defenders don't move for small sums. So you've got to go abroad. And that's the reason a lot of British or English defenders don't move around, because unless you put like the Harry Maguire money down, which he wasn't worth that. Do you know what I mean? He was not worth a penny near what they paid for him. You get ripped off. And that's where you've got to find your Diases, your Skriniars. So I can't see us bringing in a English or British centre-back because I feel like most of them are decent. Most of them are English anyways, the decent ones. I can't think of any other ones, any Welsh or Scottish ones. So it's going to be the English ones that we're talking about. Connor Cody's a good shout, but I don't think we're going to get him. And then the other one you mentioned was Lewis Dunk. He looks a good player. I mean, we've got Tanganga.
I think it depends who gets relegated. That's my person. If Brighton were to get relegated, I think you could go and get Dunk. I can't see him staying there.
He's a good shout. I mean, the thing is, guys, for me, I want to see Tanganga given a chance next season. I really do. I think another season seeing Tanganga in the shadows is going to be too much. So I don't know what Mourinho. Yeah, I don't know what Tanganga has to do. I mean, he took one in the Tangangas as well, didn't he, against City? Got back up and carried on. Do you know what I mean? So the boys made of strong stuff. Yeah. So give him a chance. I'd say Tanganga, but yeah, definitely need to get rid of Dyer. Definitely need to get rid of not get rid of. Sorry, Toby's probably got a season left in him. And for me, I think Sanchez, Rodon, and one more decent signing. But I think we need an experienced guy in there as well, guys. I think a Skriniar or, a European
think,
Champions League.
Yeah, I think we've missed the boat with
experience
Skriniar. He's doing all right at Milan. Into
Yeah,
now,
they're probably going to win the league as well.
Yeah,
he's going to win the league
I
there.
think
we missed it.
We missed the boat.
Yeah,
We're boat with that.
He's come good. Guys, I need to go anyway, so take
all right,
care.
Mate.
And I'll definitely be watching this on the slide.
Thanks for coming on, pal. Thanks for coming on.
See you later, guys.
Yeah, enjoy it, pal.
Subscribe and share the channel, guys. Subscribe and share always.
Cheers,
man.
thanks, Josh.
Always,
nice
mate.
One,
always.
See you later, pal. See you later.
Nice
Come on,
one.
Spurs. Come on.
Come on,
North London Derby. Come on.
Come on, mate.
3-0 on the weekend, mate. 3-0 on the weekend. That's what's going to happen.
Oh, he's loving it. This is the Josh I love to see.
That's it, mate. We're going for second place, mate. I'm telling you, mate. I said it first. There you go. I'm telling you, man. We're winning 2 trophies in second place. I'm out of here. See you later.
Mate, you shouldn't be drinking and driving, matey. You shouldn't be drinking and driving.
See you later, guys.
See you later.
I'm gonna go have some water now. See you later.
Cheers then, John. Thanks for coming on, bro.
Matt, from what you were saying, matey, about people being teams being relegated and going for potential players from that. Now, I've only seen this guy play probably 3 or 4 times for Fulham, and you probably know what I'm going to say.
Anderson, aren't you?
Anderson,
yeah,
mate. Anderson, mate, he's like a young Toby, isn't he?
Yeah.
And he's got a pass on him. He looks so good against Liverpool. He looked good against us. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But he looked awesome
good in the air
Liverpool.
as well, isn't he?
Good
really
in the air. Yeah, he's built like Toby. He sprays a pass like Toby.
I love it.
I know we're probably going. I know if we've got him, we're probably going down the Rodon-esque route. But he's
on loan, isn't he? He's on loan from Lyon, I think it is.
Lyon,
so
that's it. Yeah,
it'd be interesting to see what they say about that. But
yeah, exactly. But there's always a price, and the fact he's probably got a taste of the Premier League. He personally might want to stay, and so. And if they go down, I don't think they'll have any choice.
I think Fulham are going to stay up. I've just got that feeling, which is a bit annoying because then I think he could go back to them if he likes it.
Yeah, but then again, it won't be just us who's going to be interested in him. If they do stay up, the performances he's put in, it's not going to be just us. It's, I'll be surprised if the likes of Man United, Everton, the other big teams are going to be interested. So the fact he is on loan, there's no loyalty. There's no. I don't think it is for one season, is it? So there's nothing set in stone for him to continue for another season. So yeah, he's the man for me, Anderson. But I really hope we'd gone for Skriniar when we had the chance because we missed that boat. Another one we're talking about is I don't know what you reckon, Botman. Young, big.
He reads my mind. I've got it coming up, mate. Don't worry.
All right, okay.
Ready.
I'll let you go for that. I ain't got any stats, Matt. So I know, but he's solid though, isn't he?
Matt's got his go in a minute. Yeah.
Sorry, I saw you with a little pad as well, mate. So don't give it all that. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Yeah, go on, Matt. Botman, mate. What do you reckon?
Oh, mate, I think he's quality. I think he's 21, Dutch international.
Yeah.
So he plays with the likes of Van Dijk.
Matt, before you get on to yours, mate, got Will, thanks for coming in, mate. He says must bring a linchpin. Without a leader in the back line, will be worse off than now. Yes, I totally agree with that one. And Paul says, good shout, Bobby with Anson. I like him. Thanks, guys. Keep the chats coming, guys. Smash the like, subscribe if you already haven't. Go on, Matt. Sorry, pal.
Yeah, no, I think Botman's the one for me. I think we missed a left-sided centre-back to play either alongside Toby or because since we've lost Vertonghen, there's no one naturally who's left-footed. Yeah, he is. I'm telling you, this guy is he's good. Yao Sacramento will know him because he plays for Lille, so he'll know. Yeah. Obviously, he was from there. In terms of his characteristics, he's very good at aerial duels. He's very good at passing. He can play out from the back, and he has a lot of concentration. In terms of his weaknesses on the statistics, it doesn't say he has any. I haven't seen too much of him to say that, but I believe he plays for the Dutch international team as well. So
he's got a pass on him as well. He's got a pass on him as well.
He's class, mate, and he's tall as well. Like, he's very good in the air. And he'd be be a proper one for the future who can go straight in. In terms of someone like, if we're looking at, maybe Premier League, I'm looking at James Tarkowski from Burnley. I think he is really good. He'll throw his body on the line. I watch Burnley defend. It's something we need. And he's as good as Dunk is, if not maybe better. If you look at Burnley statistically and in defence, they're a very hard team to break down. I know we beat them 4-0, but I think he would slot in very nicely. And I think he's only got a year left on his contract. So for me, there's potential there to maybe exploit that and bring in someone like that. And he's also played for England as well. So he replaces Dyer for me. And I think he comes straight in the team, or he'll give us a lot of strength.
Yeah. Which defenders? Have you discussed which defenders you were looking to move on?
Yes.
Yeah.
Who's definitive go there?
If we quickly go, I'll quickly go back to the ones I want to move on. And Max Webber probably is quite the same. I said obviously Danny Rhodes is obviously his contract's gone. Davies, Doherty, Sanchez ? I want to see how he goes for the rest of the season. Because I've called him out before these last 4 games. He's done some good performances. Question mark still on Sanchez and Eric Dyer. And what was yours, Matt?
I said Doherty, Davies, Dyer. I'm going to believe in Sanchez. So I still think there's a player in there. There's no way you're worth 45 million if you're not, any good. So I believe with Ledley there, he can get the best out of him. And I think that's what we've started to see recently. We don't know what happens behind the scenes, but I believe Mourinho's maybe said to Ledley, I want you to maybe just coach like John Terry does with the defending type of Villa. I think that's what's happened, because there's no coincidence. Obviously Toby coming in to help, but there's a partnership there, and they used to both play for Ajax. So I think that there's still a player there, and if he maybe has a good season, and plays really well, what's to say you couldn't cash on in him and get more money than and that's what Levy likes to do. So that's my thinking behind it. So Dyer, Davies, Doherty. I'd keep Alderweireld, Sanchez, Rodon, and Tanganga. I'd sell those 3.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So with the defenders coming in, are we all sorted on that? Was anyone else? You can even throw in a Sononchu from Leicester.
I don't think that will happen though. I think that'd be too expensive. I can't see them selling.
And it's a Milinkovic at Florentine. He's got a release clause of £26.5 million. So that could be another option for us.
Definitely.
But
I think it all depends who goes down for me. I just do. I think you can really get some smart buys in there. You look at Liverpool when they bought Robertson from Hull when they got relegated. Who would have thought he'd turn into the best left back in the world potentially? So
this is what I'm saying. The players I'm actually got on the list for coming in. Because I don't think we'll have much money to spend in the summer. I really don't. I don't think we'll have massive money. And I think we need to look maybe in the Championship, maybe looking at the teams that are going down, maybe looking in the Premier League. And I think people may say, but go abroad. But how do you know these are abroad players going to come in and do the job? They might be flipping shit players in the Premier League. And this is what I'm trying to say. I mean, it doesn't work out all the time. Do you know what I mean? So, but with the Connor Codys and the Lewis Dunks, they do it near enough week in, week out for the clubs. And they're playing for especially Dunk at Brighton. He's still doing things at Brighton. I mean, I think to them sort of players, you know what I mean? So the fullbacks, quickly, if we go on fullbacks, there's a couple with Lamptey I'll have to see come in, challenge Ori, and is it Luca Dina for Everton.
Leicester.
I know it'd be a tough one to get.
It'd be so expensive for me. I think.
I
think it'd be too expensive.
I think, but that's another one that was. So, any in the fullback section, guys, that you think we can probably go out and go get?
I think we're fortunate that we've got two young fullbacks who potentially come in. Lavinier, is it Lavinier or Tavernier? Lavinier, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And then obviously we've got Sirkin as well. So, you know, if and as hope we do lose Doherty and we send him on, at least we've got the knowledge that we have got a young right back. But I'm with you, Si. Lamperty, was it? Yeah, quality, mate. I know you're not a big fan of Aaron's, but as a backup, I'd have more faith in Aaron's coming in and doing a job for us than Doherty's giving me at the moment. So anything is an upgrade from Doherty, isn't it? So as a right back, I would actually, and we'll probably get him. Well, then again, they're coming up, aren't they? From the looks of it, so that might be a sticking point. But left back, I can't. No one really sticks out. There's no one really who really sticks out, unless I'm missing someone. But Digne is a great shout. All depends on how well Everton finish the season. But yeah, I can't really. I've got a funny feeling if
very hard to.
I've got a funny feeling if we really went for it, I don't know how expensive it'd be. This is right back. There's every chance we might just tempt Kyle Walker to come back. You know, they're going to Man City are going to be buying another right back. Kyle Walker, although he's playing of late, I don't think it's we know for a fact he's not first choice anymore.
He'd be
and I wouldn't be
awesome,
against it.
I wouldn't be against it. Heartbeat.
That's it. I wouldn't be against it. Man City selling it to a rival might be a bit far, but you know it's not like they haven't done it before. And if it's out of the plans, and you think Pep's an honest person, you know, if Carl went up to Pep and said, "Look, I want to go somewhere where I'm going to get a bit more game time," hopefully, he'd probably come back as number one again, regardless of age. I reckon.
Yeah,
that's just
I do think. I think if Walker came back, he's better than Aurier for me.
That's it. Yeah. Well, that's a personal opinion, and personal opinion seems to be the phrase of the day, doesn't it?
So. Yeah. Me and Matt was on about this earlier. We was having a bit of discussion about the Session, and actually,
course,
wait on. We got 1894 podcast, Man City. How's it going, Dara? Thanks for coming in. Yeah, big up. Go over to this channel as well, guys. They're doing fantastic things over there. And he says, wouldn't sell Walker at the moment. Playing Cancelo.
Yeah, they probably wouldn't sell him, would they? I suppose.
Yeah.
Walker said he wants to end his career at Sheffield United, so he'll probably that's his next move.
Okay. All right. Cheers. All right.
But this is the one. This is the one I want to come on to. Me and Matt was on about this one. Session as Reguilón's understudy for next season. But I was saying to Matt, I don't see Session as a left back or as a left wing back. I see him as a literally where some plays. He's left midfield. He actually bombs down there. And would you have him as an understudy to Reguilón next season in that position, or do you really think what me and Matt was talking about earlier? He can play that further forward in with Son.
I think we can only go by how he's played for us, and yeah, he's defensively he's always looked a bit shaky. Yet going forward, there seems to be something about him. You know, he scored a good goal in the Europa League, from what I can remember, or Champions League. I can't remember, but he scored a goal in Europe, didn't he?
Bayern Munich, innit? He scored in Munich.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. So, and I think Jose most of the time has played him further forward. If he is going to play further forward, I think he'll probably play down the right, cutting in like Bale's doing, and we've got the right-footed on the left-hand side. So, yeah, but there's always the good thing about Sessegnon, he gives us an option. You know, if a big game, he'll Reguilón in. But with all due respect to these sides, if we are playing the likes of Fulham, Norwich, if they're coming up, you know, slightly lesser teams, the Burnleys, I wouldn't have a problem putting Sessegnon in there. He just gives that extra option, doesn't he? And we are a bit short further up the field, put him up also. And he's doing well, from what I hear.
Exactly what Matt said. That, isn't it, Matt? You said that. We get the best. We get the best both. We get the best of both worlds with that. So that could be an option going forward. Yeah. I just wanted to start you that. That's all. West Ham 2-0 up now.
Yeah, 2-0 up. Yeah.
Wow. So Matt, go on then, mate. Fullbacks. Did you go and get into that one, mate?
Yeah, I think I massively agree with Lamptey. Again, I just think it depends what happens, who goes down. I think he'll be expensive. I'm not gonna. I think he really will be. The one thing that might not make him as expensive is his injury, which I'm quite concerned about. He's quite a serious hamstring injury.
You said that before, ain't you? Yeah.
He's had a knockback with it, so that would be my only. The other guy I like is
you're worried about what mental effect it'd have on
mental effect. Will he be as quick as he was? Like,
yeah.
Will he trust his body? Like,
yeah.
I don't know. Will it affect him? You know, the injuries like this can do. You know, and he's a young lad. He's like what 20, not 19, 20, whatever he is.
Yeah.
But yeah, if he's available, 100%, I'd have him. He's better than even if he's half fit, he's better than Doherty. So, there is another right back I quite like, Emerson. He's on loan at Real Betis at the moment. He's on loan from Barcelona. Very good right back, strong, good in the air. I think he's highly rated, and a lot of people will be after him. In terms of in the Premier League, I wanted like a really good one. Ricardo Pereira for me from Leicester.
Yeah.
Oh, what a player he would be.
Yeah.
But because they've obviously got Castagna as well now. So, I mean, there could potentially be a deal there.
We should have gone for Castagna.
Yeah. Well, I believe that's who Mourinho wanted. I believe that's who he wanted, and he got Doherty. I believe that's the way it is. A left back. Now, I like the look of the Fulham left back, Robinson. I think he is phenomenal. I actually think he's really good. He can actually defend as well.
Another one like what Liverpool did, isn't it? For Hull,
double swoop.
No, but I've watched him a lot this season. He's quick. He can defend. I mean, and he's playing a lot in the Premier League at the moment. So I don't think he'd be too much. But I just think he's a youngster as well. He can come in and give us something a bit different when Reguilon's maybe feeling a bit tired.
And we've got to remember, Reguilon's not a shoo-in. I know Will said we really need to lock Reguilon in, but mate,
Real Madrid
is Real Madrid through and through, isn't he? Yeah. Real Madrid is Real Madrid through and through.
As you speak about Cesc there on that left back, how about answer this question from Will?
I wouldn't go that far. Well, maybe, but I just he's good, but I don't know. Alphonso Davies just like another level at the moment.
We need to see more of him, don't we? We need to see more of him.
Yeah, 100%. There's been glimpses. Like obviously, he scored against Bayern Munich. That was a hell of a finish, and he played quite well in that game. But I felt like even when he was in the Premier League for us, when he, I remember when he came back from injury, and he never showed his real pace like he did at Fulham. I felt like he was holding back a lot.
Yeah.
But I like Robinson at left back. I think that would be quite a decent signing actually at left back. I like Digne as well, but I just can't see Ancelotti selling him.
No, I think it's going to come down to how many of our rival teams. That's why I think anyone from Leicester is going to be a bit of a far
anyone
reach.
In that top 6, 7 might be hard to. Maybe 6. Yeah, will be hard to grab.
And Leicester, let's not forget, mate. They don't have to sell. No. They're a good team. They're a loaded team. Yeah. So
money as well. Mate, got loads of money behind them.
That's it. They're loaded. They're loaded. So I think anyone from Leicester is going to be either expensive or we won't be able to get him. But yeah, mate, Robinson. I think on the preview we'll mention it, and Anderson's majority of Anderson's balls were going to Robinson as well, and
I mean he's got my surname as well, so that's not biased at all.
Right. Yeah, cool. Yeah.
Have Robinson on the back, it's fine, lads.
Right. So we'll crack onto the midfielders. Go on, Matt. Go on. You can sling some names at us. Go on.
Okay, so 2 centre mids to replace Winks and Sissoko.
Go on, mate. Yeah, the midfield.
Yeah, do you want me to do that?
The wing as well, the width as well, the width.
Well, do you want me to go all 4, or do you want me just to give my 2 central midfielders and then go to Bobby?
Yeah, go on, mate. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do.
Okay, so my 2, Sabitzer I'll go and get him. That release course is available if he wants to come. And I like Basuma from Brighton. I think he's a really, really top player, and he could play at a high level. Trust me, very good.
Top there.
So that's my
turn. Go on, Bob.
You sold my thunder, mate. Basuma just reminds me of Kante.
Yeah, he's a beast, mate. Honestly, I've watched him live and everything. I love him.
Very rarely loses his man. Great at tracking back.
Yeah,
got a tackle on him as well. He just reminds me of what Kante was, and it's kind of a mix of Makelele and Kante. He's got the pace of Kante, but he's got the defensive know-how. Oh, mate.
Oh,
so yeah, definitely. Sabitzer, 100%. There's so much smoke with regards to him coming to Spurs.
Yeah.
That's good. Well, yeah. And there you go. That's what we need. Regular time. But yeah, Sabitzer is definite. It does, when you think about the amount of midfielders we've missed out on recently, it is a bit depressing. When you think we could have had a midfield of Bruno and Dembele, Grealish and Pierre, mate. You know what I mean?
We'd win the league, mate. Really... We would have won the league with that.
Oh, mate, definitely. So, but yeah, it's Sabitzer. We need to pounce. He's quite openly stated that he potentially wants to move on this summer.
Wants a new challenge, doesn't he?
He wants a new challenge. He's, if I'm right, he's probably mentioned Jose or Spurs. I don't know, or maybe it's a third party who's mentioned it. So I think that's achievable. I think since he's had his haircut, he's played better. But Basuma, mate, is is I think very achievable.
Do you think he'd be expensive? Do you think he'd be expensive?
I think not as expensive as Sabitzer, let's just say, or rather,
maybe like 20, 25 mil, maybe.
Yeah, which in today's market, mate, is
good.
And he's got age on his side as well.
Oh, he's
But he's like Pierre. He's got his defensive authority about him, but there's a lot more. Is a lot more dynamic, don't you think?
Yeah. 100%, mate. He'll be them two together would be be a dream.
Definitely.
It would.
And then we can move Tanguy into Simon's preferred position, which is the number 10, because he likes Tanguy further field, don't you, mate?
And Basuma doesn't like Arsenal. Like when he travels, he's a legend already.
He is, yeah, definitely.
So yeah, Sabitzer and Basuma was mine. And Grealish. Absolutely. I mean, 3 top players. But will we get them?
Do you think Grealish is achievable though?
Yes.
Oof.
I can't.
Yes,
I just think he's 80 million at least.
Money talks, pal. Money talks, and
we won't spend 80 million. There's no way.
If Sonny goes, mate, and we get 60 odd for Sonny,
maybe.
Then I'm hoping Mourinho will turn around and say, if Sonny goes, I want his money plus 20 more to get Grealish.
Well,
mate, Grealish down the left.
Or I saw one. If we sold Ali, would you put the money towards Grealish?
Oh yeah. Whoever we sell with big money this in the summer, because Grealish admittedly wanted to come to Tottenham, didn't he?
He's always commenting on all our Spurs, like Kane's posts. He literally comments on them every time.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So he quite clearly wants to come. Tyler.
How this one, guys?
Yeah.
Tyler Adams.
Mm-hmm. Anyone's better than we. Anyone's an upgrade.
I know. We'll say definitely upgrade, but I don't think we need to set the bar too high to have an upgrade on Winks, do we? But we've got to remember. But we've got to remember we've got some quality midfielders coming through as well.
Yeah.
We've got Harvey White. Sorry, Divine's done. He's already got a goal for us. Mm-hmm. And got Skippy's coming back as well. So there's 3 players there who potentially going to be, because I've got a funny feeling Jose is if he stays till next season,
planning for next season already.
I wouldn't be surprised if he starts nurturing 4 or 5 of our youngsters in. Scarlett's a given. He's already stated that.
He said Skip as well. He wants Skip back
maybe
next season. He came out and said it.
There's no money. That's the thing.
Yeah.
There's no money. But
If
if there's money,
to
spend, I think
there's
you
got
have
to be
go
a bit
like,
of money. There's got to be a bit of money.
I call them as the ready-made players, Bobs. I mean, like your Sabotars and they're the ready-made players ready to come in. And these sort of players who you mentioned there, I think they can. They'll be better off going out on loan again. If Norwich comes up, I think Skip. I've already said this. Skip will be fantastic. Staying at Norwich for another season in the Premier League.
100%.
100%. That'll be brilliant. Absolutely, I'd love to see that. But
and we'll get to see him on Match of the Day every week as well.
Another player I like to see coming in the midfield, playing wide right. I've watched him a few times now at Leverkusen. Is Leon Bailey. Absolutely, this guy is fantastic. He's a good player. He's a good player. I think he's definitely worth one to have a watch at. We'll probably get him for about 15-20 million.
I've seen him. He's bloody good. Really good player.
He is. He really is. He's quick. I think he's at the minute he's better than Bergwijn at the minute. I know he's only 23. We haven't seen the best out of Bergwijn, but
I don't think we will. I don't think we will see the best. I think he's done.
He's deleted every single Tottenham post from the season.
I saw that. Yeah, wow,
that's crazy.
So
man.
he's definitely peed. He's definitely peed up. I reckon he'd be looking for a move. Me personally.
Yeah,
I think of it.
It doesn't have to be young. It doesn't have to be young players who go out.
Yeah, Bob. I think there's one for you. Look, why only 60 million?
Yeah. But what's 90 euro? What's 90 euros in money in pounds? About 75. 75, 80. So mate. I think it's worth 90, 100. So, but with the climate and COVID and everything. With COVID and everything, I think we'll be able to go. Good young player, Rodrigo. Yeah, he's right. Will's right. He's a good young player, and he's pacey, mate. You know that if we ever need that drive in midfield for that extra pace, I personally, we're raiding the Fulham team for that. But
look at Lookman. You're saying Lookman, aren't you?
Lookman.
Yeah, go on, Lookman. Yeah,
Lookman, mate.
Trust me.
So we'll go on to the forwards now. The midfield. To me, I'll throw one in there, and he's from the Championship. And people probably say, "What are you on about?" This guy, we've got to think about someone as a centre forward coming to play second fiddle to Harry Kane. He's going to be here next season.
I don't even say my midfielders yet.
I know you're going to say. Yeah, you got a massive.
Sorry, pal.
I'm giving you my wingers. Come on, mate.
You're midfielder.
I bet you feel like my youngest child neglected.
I do. Yeah. Underappreciated. I am.
Sorry, mate. Go on, pal.
Left-hand side. Obviously, Grealish is available. If not, I like Neto from Wolves. I think he's very good, and he's young as well. Right-hand side. Yeah, I do like Lookman. I think that is a really good shout. And he's young as well, like you're saying. You know,
he's been around the block as well.
Yeah, I do sometimes question his finishing ability. Sometimes.
But that can come better, though, in a better team than that, I think.
Yeah, but we want success. Do we need someone who's scoring quite a few,
If Sonny goes, we're taking 20 goals out of the team, aren't we?
Exactly.
20 goals out of the team.
To replace
and assists as well, Bob.
Do you know who's available for me? Now, obviously, he's aged a little bit, but I wouldn't sniff Di Maria. I think he's available on a free at the end of the year.
He's on a free, isn't he? Yeah.
Very good player, and he's played in the Premier League. And even at United, there was glimpses that he could tear it up.
Jose as well, was it?
Yeah.
Yes, it was.
Jose?
No, I think it was. Yeah. So that's I believe that potentially might do, but I do like Leon Bailey as well. I think that's a great shout on.
Do you think? I know he's playing. He's starting of late. He started a few games of late, but and he seemed a bit temperamental. And there's rumours of us getting him last season, I think. But would you consider Martial? He can play down the left or right, can't
He could get you goals.
What?
I mean,
he can get us
potentially he
goals.
could
He's
get
got
you
a bit of
goals.
pace about us as well.
I couldn't see
and
United
there's-
selling him to us, though. I just couldn't see it.
The
Because of the
Martial
talk,
played
really,
against
wasn't they?
City at the weekend, yes, because I thought Martial played well against City at the weekend. Definitely. When he's in that kind of mood, yes, I would. But you don't score enough goals for me. It's one in every 3 or 4 with the Martial.
One last one then. What about Podence? Wolves.
Yeah,
Good player.
from Wolves. Yeah,
Good wing.
yeah.
I know we mentioned Neto. I think Podence probably be slightly cheaper.
Neto as well.
Neto, yeah. Matt's mentioned that, but Podence, I like him. He dribbles at close quarters, and he's always got ball tight to him, and he's a great dribbler. Potentially, there's a few more goals in him as well in a better team. So, Podence is I think achievable, and I think he'd do a job. He's only 25, I think, as well, 25, 26. So he's got a good few years ahead of him as well.
Yeah.
What about if Newcastle were to go down? Would either of you take St. Maximan?
Yeah, 100%. Underrated.
Yeah.
Proper
honestly,
underrated.
what he does for Newcastle. Can you imagine what he did in a better team like ours?
Exactly. So underrated. So underrated. Needs to get a haircut, but as a player, mate.
Yeah,
so underrated, and he's wasted at Newcastle.
Oh, 100%, mate. Yeah, so I think either on the left, Neto or Maximan for me.
Yeah,
if Newcastle were to go down, I think he'll leave anyway because I think it's not a very ambitious club for him.
No, absolutely.
They've got a couple of players, haven't they? Newcastle that you could probably poach.
Oh yeah.
The Clark. Is it Clark in defence?
Lascelles. I like Lascelles.
Yeah.
Decent.
So,
been there, done it.
He's got young captain as well. So,
So, if we go on to the Falls then, and sorry, Matt, I interrupted.
No problem, Matt. Mate. No problem.
As I said, there was a championship player, and everyone's probably saying youth.
I know.
But as I said to you,
is he Brentford? If I think it's him.
Yeah, I was going to say.
What we got to deal with is second fiddle with Harry Kane. You got to come and you got to be patient. You got to just know you're not playing every game with Harry Kane in the team when he's fit. So to me, Will's said it as well. Yeah, Ivan Toney from Brentford. Seriously, absolutely, and he goes on to say that as well. He's correct there. Alden development.
Didn't he score against us as well? Or he got a disallowed?
At the minute for Brentford, he's played 33 games and he's scored 25 goals. And this guy, and in a championship, that is very good. It's a hard league to play in. People think it's easy. It's a hard league to play in championship. And he reminds me of Watkins when Watkins was at Brentford. He really does. Yeah. And look at Watkins. He's gone on to Villa and he's done wonders there. So I think Ivan Toney, mate, I'm telling you, as a backup to Harry Kane, I think he'll love that. Come from Peterborough to Brentford to Tottenham. He's
a target man as well, isn't he? He's a bit better in the air than what Watkins is.
He's like a
and sometimes, I was just going to say, it's like, but sometimes you can look at a player, be it Championship, be it Premier League, and you do feel like, he's going to have he's had a good season, but let's see how he does next season. You know, he's going to have a good season, regardless of where he goes. He's going to have he's got success written all over him. Age is on his side. He's got that hustle and bustle experience of football now. And if you want to, build up a bit of stamina and a bit of muscle, you play in the Championship for a bit, don't you? But I would personally, if we finish in if we qualify for the Champions League, there's one player who I'd not break the bank for, but I'd really go for, and who's made it quite clear that he's not going to sign a contract. I'm going to say Danny Ings. And if we'll get, and tell him, say, look, obviously Kane's going to be number one. He's not stupid. He'll know that Kane's going to be number one. But if we are going to qualify for the Champions League, we'll go and for the Champions League. He's going to get games in the Carabao Cup. He'll get league. He's going to get more league games than what Vinicius got. Because even if he plays, say if he plays 30 times for us, this is all combined, be it cup games, and there's good 15 goals coming out of that. Out of 30 games at his rate. Good, solid player, English experience. I don't think he'll be too expensive with only a year left on his contract. So
20 million.
That's it, mate. Even if it's 30 million, he's worth it. He is worth it.
Yeah,
massive, mate.
Totally
and what's he,
hands down.
29? Danny
No,
Ings,
28,
20,
isn't he?
20,
I
yeah,
thought-
27,
no,
28, yeah.
27, 28. So
27, 28.
He's in his prime. He's in his prime.
That's it. And there's no reason if we were going for it. Well, that's a bit far fetched. I know you'll never play Kane in innings, but 1-0 down, 15 minutes to go, mate. Ings and Kane up front.
Yeah, but what he could do, Bob, is Kane could drop in the 10.
That's it. Yeah, that's it.
Stick up front. So
exactly. Yeah.
But as we know, that it's our dream. That's what we want in it. That's what we want to see like that. But will we actually see it? I don't think so.
You want Tony, mate.
I want Ivan Tony. And there's another player. There's another player as well. I've watched a few times, and I've watched him against Real Madrid the other day when Sociedad played. Isaac for Sociedad.
Yeah.
He's played 22 games. He's got 12. He's got 12 goals, and this guy is definitely a very fantastic. He's a fantastic striker. Very young.
Yeah.
He's strong, but will he come play second fiddle where he's first team at Sociedad are playing well at the minute in the and so he's another striker to look at.
Let's not overlook Scarlett as well. The Scarlett factor.
Exactly.
What I mean?
But what I keep going back to it though, Bob. So I know Scarlett's there. Yeah, I know he's going to come into the fold next in without a shadow. Yeah. He's in the, but we're on about these ready-made players we're bringing in now. These are ready-made players that are going to come in. So we've got a contract on these players who's going to come in and make an impact straight away. I ain't saying Scarlett can come in and do it. I think it's just his age at the minute. I think he's going to need more game time. But these players are ready-made. So these come over, the likes of Scarlett and things like that. Me personally. But I had Ings on my list as well. Danny Ings, that's a good shout. He's a top player, Danny Ings. But he's only got 8 goals this year, though, guys. I know he's had the injury.
Yeah, he's had the injury. Yeah,
but he's
got a finish on him, isn't he? Yeah.
But he's still a top striker, isn't it?
I'm trying to think. Is there anyone which strikers at Fulham we can? Because we've basically got half the team already. That's it. Yeah. He's on loan. Is he on loan?
Yes.
He's
on loan, isn't he? Yeah.
Phenomenal.
Yeah. I mean, obviously we can reel strikers off our tongue easily, but I think we need to be realistic sensible about it. Yeah, realistic ones as well.
Price wise, second fiddle wise. I mean,
exactly.
that's what come down to in the summer. It's going to come down to he's got to come in and play second fiddle to Harry Kane. Price wise, we're not going to have much money to spend on a top striker, so it's got to be a Danny Ings or if it's going to be an Ivan Toney or something along those lines. So anyone else, do you reckon, guys, we can think of that realistically we can probably go out and
see, it's all about being, mate. I've got a funny feeling that Liverpool are going to move Firmino on in the summer. We probably won't afford him. It'd be lovely to, but Firmino's got all the class and skill in the world.
Do you rate him?
A change.
Do you rate him?
Well, not at Liverpool. At this time moment, I don't rate him at Liverpool. I think he's absolutely shit.
I love his work rate. I think he's phenomenal.
But I think with a change of scenery, and he's been there for so long, a change of scenery, going to another team, I think he'll do a job.
How about that one? That lead.
Yeah,
I think it'd be quite a lot of money.
Yeah, plus I think he's got a bit more ambition than actually coming in as a backup.
Scott Parker.
Yeah, that's it, mate. Between him and Winks, it'd still pick Parker, wouldn't you?
Yeah, all day long. All day long, Bobs. Absolutely, mate. Yeah. But so it's very interesting, that striker position. Very is, because as you said, Bobs, we can go him.
Yeah.
But you've got to be realistic. Matt,
Who are both
Go on,
your
Matt.
strikers then? So Simon, you're going for Tony and Ings, yeah?
No, Isaac.
Isaac. Yeah,
All right, okay.
Bob, who are you going for?
Yeah, Ings and Tony, mate. Ings for me, if it came down to it and we had the choice between Ings and Tony and we're only going to get one, I'd go for Ings. Personal opinion, I'd go for Ings. Matt Sai talks about a ready-made replacement, Premiership experience, Premiership goals, age, etc. All is suited down to obviously us getting Ings.
Yeah.
Is it Tony's probably more achievable? Don't get me wrong.
It depends if Brentford come up, doesn't it? Depends.
Sorry, that's it.
Come up, mate. If they don't, then yeah. But if they do, they might think, well, we're not losing another Watkins sort of type, you know.
That's it. So it's for me, it's if we had the choice and we had to put a bit more money in the kitty to get a striker in, and it came down to Tony and Ings, for me, it's Ings. And like Will mentions, there's no reason why he can't sit deep, and so that's why I think the dynamic between Ings and Kane with 10, 15 minutes to go when we're losing 1-0, mate. Whew.
Or even I mean, my two, Ings is on my list massively. I rate him. He's phenomenal. And he also gives us something a bit different if he played alone as a striker, because he's actually got a lot of pace. And
yes.
Don't get me wrong, I remember when he absolutely skinned Toby and the last season or the season before and just slotted it in the back with an unbelievable finish.
He plays well against us, doesn't he? He always has a good game against us,
I think he'd come to us. I really do. I think there's loads of good players that he'd want to play with, and who's not going to want to say they've played with Harry Kane? Do you know what I mean? Or like Bale. I'll throw in a name for you.
Go on. I'm not going to get messy.
Callum Wilson. If they go down, mate, we were linked with him before.
Yeah.
Goal scorer. He can play second fiddle. I believe he would.
Yeah.
But he said though, Matt, he would not come to Tottenham. He did actually say he would not come to Tottenham and play second fiddle to Harry Kane. That's why he went up to Newcastle.
Yeah, I think
that's turned out great, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's turned out great, mate. Probably going to get relegated. So, I don't know, for a last swan song for him.
Before his injury, he was scoring goals, though. I think they've lost goals down that team.
I'm sick of this. I'm sick of this. Oh, I can play second fiddle to Harry Kane. I want someone to come in and go, I'm having your place, mate, if you're not going to be on it. And that's what Ings or someone like that will do. It will elevate Kane even more. And it will push, the team on it. You've got to have, I mean, you're looking at the attack now. You're looking at, you got Moura, you got Bale, you people like, they're all pushing each other on. Kane or Son need the equivalent of someone to come in and go, right, you're not playing that well at the moment. You're not scoring many goals. I'll come in and score 2, and I'm having your position for a couple of weeks.
Yeah, that's it. And he's got pace. He's got good left foot. I know Will's just said he's in and out the side. Yeah, mate, that's the kind of player you want. You'd rather be in and out of a good side, an excellent side, than in and out of an average side.
There's some players, some players who just don't want to do it. Some players just want to play first team, innit? That's the thing. They've got no big going forward. Just want to play first team.
I don't think he'll have a choice, mate.
Yeah. I think anyone who comes to Tottenham knows they're going to have a real fight on their hands to get Kane from starting. But once a season that Kane is going to get an ankle injury or he's going to pull up. So you've got that, 4 or 5 weeks to go and prove yourself. And if I'm Danny Ings, I'm thinking, well, I can get games. Or if I'm Ivan Tony, I can get games. If I'm Callum Wilson, if he had any ambition, I can get games in this squad. And I can play Champions League football, something I haven't done yet. So
this is stressing me out. I've just realised I've got a vein in my head.
That's Tottenham, and he says we need a new centre back, new creative midfielder. Please read this. I have read it. We've gone through it, pal. If you go back to watch this over again, we have gone through them sort of positions. So, Bob's, as I said, let's go back onto one topic earlier. What you missed. Don't know if you was listening earlier. You probably was. When we was talking about players to promote to first team and all that. Who would you promote into the first team realistically if you think they can get some minutes in this team next season?
There's a lot of hoo-ha about Scarlett, and I know Jose's bigged him up. he looks great on YouTube, and I know I mentioned his name earlier, and I'm putting faith in the goals. But mate, the couple of appearances he's made for us in the first team, I don't know about you, but his first touch has always been shit. He's gone through twice for us in the two games. There's something about him. His closing down was excellent against Wolfsberger. I know who was it in the Europa. Yeah, you know, it was great, and he did really well. And he's got a pace about him and everything. But there's a nervousness about him, I think, at this time. I mean, I think pre-season, run of games in pre-season, and him being integrated into the first team a bit more will obviously get rid of that. I think Skippy's definitely, if he does come to us, I know I'm like Si. I'd rather, if Norwich come up, give him a season in the Premier League. There, we'll get to see him week in, week out, and he gets to play week in, week out. But if he does come to us, you know, and we do lose Winks, hopefully, you know, there's already place replacement there. And to be fair, Winks has had loads of appearances this season, and if Skippy can get those appearances, you know, I've got full confidence that if he does get that many appearances, he'll have more because he'll be showing Jose what he's made of. Apart from that, our right back, I think, is going to be integrated as well. I'm hearing really good things about Harvey White. Left-footed, isn't he? Left-footed midfielder, and we could do with a left-footer in there. So they'd be the three really. Scarlett, Lavinier, and Harvey White. I know we've got Jack Clark, mate. He's having a shit time wherever he goes. We'll send him out on loan. He's just, he just doesn't do it, does he?
He's having a mare, isn't it?
Yeah, so and to be fair, every time he's played for us, he just doesn't look great. He has a good few touches, but there's nothing with the hoo-ha he came with, you know, with the big hopes he came with. He's just not lived up to it. But yeah, I don't think we can do a Man United and chuck in five youngsters in one go. But certainly Scarlett, White, and Lavinier for me would be the three who'd I'd integrate a lot more this season, and certainly give them minutes in the Premier League and start as many Carabao Cup and Champions League early games as possible. Apart from that, Sirkin, yeah, I think he needs a loan. As does Alfie. I think Divine needs a loan. Skippy-esque. You know, needs to go somewhere where you know he's going to be starting week in, work out. Bit difficult for a person that age, but you know, I can see him. You know, if Brentford don't come, someone like Brentford, you know, would have played really good football. It'd be ideal for that. It'd be ideal at a place like that.
Yeah, as I said, because the players I had down to send out on loan was like Harvey White. I think he needs, if he can go back out on loan to Portsmouth where he is now, or go on to a championship side now.
Maybe to a championship. Yes, try and get him step up.
Championship side to step it up now.
And
Divine, as you said, Divine, as what Matt said, he has played for Wigan, so we know he can play against these men and things like that. And I think he can probably do with a League One or Championship as well. Clark, to me, with Clark, I just think we should cut our losses with Clark, really.
Yeah.
Because I don't. For me, and just try and get some money back from him. I don't know what would pay 10 million to Leeds or something.
Something like that, yeah.
11 mil.
We haven't seen
11 million. Crap. Another Levy wasteful signing. Brilliant.
Yeah, exactly. Absolutely, just nothing off him, is it? And I saw Skip. I said I'll send back out on loan. Sirkin, yeah, definitely, because that's what Matt said there. He's had an injury and all that, and definitely needs some loan. And Scarlett, it's a toss up because we know Jose likes him. And I think when you say there about his touches in the games, that could be nerves. Do you reckon that could be nerves?
Yeah, I reckon it's nerves.
Yeah.
That'll go in time. Like I was saying, that'll go in time. The more he's integrated into the first team, the more minutes he gets.
Yeah.
I think that'll. But so far, yeah, he's just been slightly disappointing. Yeah, like I say, he closed a couple of defenders down to Vinicius get his goal in the Europa. But yeah, he needs. But it's not a fault of his own. You quite clearly see his talent on the goals he's scored on YouTube. There's a talent there, and he'll be. So I'm just saying that we probably shouldn't be reliant on him as if we talk about a choice between keeping him on and not get a striker in. I don't think we're in that position with Scarlett at the moment. We do need a striker, regardless of how he's progressing.
And maybe then, if you're talking like that, then Bob, and bringing a ready-made one in the summer, if we move on Carlos, Scarlett going out on loan him, like what Harry Kane did. Harry Kane to go down that line and come back.
I think Mourinho wants him in that squad next year. He wants to integrate him in. So
he's mentioned
it's nowhere sitting on the bench and just
that's
background.
It's an ego with Jose. He said I wanted to be the first man to bring him on for his first sort of start, because then I can say when he makes it, who brought him on, you know?
Yeah.
So he wants to bring him into that squad, because then it'll be another player that he can go, I made him.
Yeah. And Will says the problem with Kane is getting on in age. We need someone who can eventually be Kane in the next 3 or 5 years.
That's Tony.
Paul says, Paul says when you lose your best player, there is always a worry. But we always have improved after losing big players like Berbatov, Carrick, Bale, Modric. Spurs is always bigger than one player. I can see where it's coming from there. It's true. No burn players bigger than the club. So what do you think about what Will's saying there, guys?
Yeah, I mean, if we go someone like Tony, I think the mindset would be for us to bring in someone like that at that age, with that stature, with that build, with that skill set that can potentially become better. That potentially is more of a ready-made replacement of Kane than someone like Ings. So we'll spot on. If we want to play, I mean, let's be honest, no one's going to come in and replace Kane and do the same job Kane's going to do. Or very unlikely we'll find another Kane. He's the best striker in the world.
Yeah.
But someone who can possibly go close to Kane's potential is someone who's going to be, like I say, the same build, same stature, same skill set, and young. Get a good 3 to 5 years out of it, and that's Tony, isn't it? When you think about it.
Yeah, Matt, you've got anything to say on that, matey? And what Will said there?
Yeah, I mean, he's getting on. I'm not worried about it. I just want to enjoy the time we have with him, rather than talk about him going.
What's he now, Matt? Is he 26, 27 now, Kane?
I think
28.
He's 28. Yeah,
he's 28 now.
Yeah.
So he's in his peak now.
He's in his prime. Yeah. I think the way he plays in number 10. I think he's got another 3 or 4 years in him.
Yeah, definitely.
The way I see it, he's a professional. He doesn't drink. He's such a good role model for any child out there. If you've got a son who wants to play, you look at Harry Kane, wouldn't you? I mean, with footballers, you look at Ronaldo. He's still going. Messi's still going. Those guys.
And they, with all due respect, are a lot more dynamic than what Kane is.
Yeah.
Kane's not been reliant on his pace.
Nope.
If anything, I see a lot of him going into Teddy Sheringham role, and and Teddy played to the
he may lose his pace, but you look at Bale. Okay, he's lost a bit of pace, but he still knows where to get into that area.
Yeah,
exactly.
He's got that, and that's what Kane has, and it will never go.
You'll never lose your ability. No, you never lose that.
But you look at other teams. At Chelsea, lost Drogba eventually, and players like that. They've still ended up replacing them. It's possible.
Exactly.
Yeah. Paddy says, "Sorry, lads. I just had a nap. In summer, I'll go for the Bitzer, Di Maria." That guy that as Arsby Lesbit, who plays alongside Upper Meccano, that guy there, and Danny Ings, and Yusuf says, 2 hour stream. Yeah, we've got over 2 hours again. Thomas, first ever manager in the English Premier League to have 5 clean sheets. Oh, he's gone about Chelsea, all right. Thomas the Tank Engine manager, yeah. See you soon, Yusuf. Thank you very much for that,
Yusuf.
So we've got a great team there, guys, for the summer. If we get the players we want, absolutely.
How many of them we signing?
Oh,
Oh,
do you know what?
I feel
Quickly,
sorry for Fulham.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Out of the ones, do you know what? Out of the ones, I think
I reckon we'll get
Sabitzer,
3 in.
I reckon that one.
I reckon we'll get about 2 or 3 in. I can't see many more. I
If
think
you're
it'll
going
be
to
a
get
lot.
Sabitzer, I don't think we'll get Bazuma.
No.
That's the only thing. I don't think we'll get 2 in
Who
that
would you
position.
rather have? Who would you rather have?
Sabitzer, me. Box to box, he's
You don't know how he's going to do in the Premier League. You just don't know.
Yeah. That's what exactly what you said. That's absolutely correct. What I was saying earlier about he can come over and be absolutely shite.
I mean, we haven't even
where
spoken about
Bazuma
the
knows.
We haven't even spoken about the Cells. He's
That's
on his
it.
way back. He might be good next season again. He could go
we talk about a striker coming in and not wanting to play back up to Harry Kane. You know, what's to say a midfielder like Sabitzer?
Midfielder, exactly
I'm
the
not
same.
saying, of course, it's got about him that he'd probably get into our first team, but you know, Ndembele, Lo Celso, might keep Ali, Pierre. I think.
Go on, Matt. Go on, Bobs.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think Basuma, if he came to us, has got more of a chance of holding down a first team regular place than Sabitzer.
He'd sit with Højbjerg easy. You could play the 4-2-3-1. You could play Lucas in the 10 if he still wants to do that. Son on the left if he stays. Bale on the right. Kane up front.
Yeah, that's it.
Team picks itself.
Okay, if you say one player, if you say me personally, Connor Cody is a leader, and that's what we're missing at the back. So I think he can come in and be like some sort of captain leader at the back. And I think since Jan's gone, Jan was our flipping leader at the back. He was the one who got all the defenders going. And I think we're missing someone like Jan. Connor Cody, mate, absolutely. I think fantastic defender, me personally.
So one player we can choose. I'm going Botman, left-sided centre back. Something we need. Young, plays for the Dutch national team. Solid centre back, good in the air, strong, brilliant, perfect for the Premier League.
Yeah.
But how do you know he's going to make it?
All right, well, if we can't have him, I'll have Anderson then from Fulham.
Well,
he can do it in the Premier League.
That's another good one, But this is what keeps. That's why I keep when I'm choosing players for something. I always like to stay, if we can, in the Premiership and try and get. I know the rate of these players for like the sale is going to be high. I mean, it's going to be double what we can get abroad, but these already done it in the Premier League. I mean, these sort of players, and I think we should start. If we ain't got that kind of money, I mean, like people like Bazuma and things like that. I mean, we know these sort of players. They've done it in the Premier League week in, week out, and these sort of players who can make a difference to Tottenham. But Grealish, I think if you go in midfield, Grealish. That's a dream one for me. I don't think we'll never get. I think we've had our chance. I think that boat has sailed. I think it really has.
I still think we could get him. I don't know how, but I have that feeling he wants to come to Tottenham. Yeah. Everything he posts, or when Dele Alli scores, he's straight on and he reacts to his story, or everything, or like Kane. You know, Kane scored and then he commented on his post last night. So everything in those signs kind of just maybe says.
The lot.
Potentially. I mean, I can't. Yeah, Grealish surely doesn't want to stay at Villa for the rest of his career, surely. But I don't know. He might be a one-club man. You just never know.
That's it.
So after all that, guys, we've come up with a fantastic team for the summer.
Who's Bobby's? Who's Bobby's one signing? If we could have it.
Yeah, go on,
I'm gonna call Matt Thor, God of Thunder, because he's stolen all my thunder this evening. So he's. So
I'm called Thor now. I'll take that for a bit, mate. I better get the wig out.
That's it, mate. I was going to say Botman and Anderson, but just to be different, I'm going to say Ings. I'd really, really want to see.
How excited would that get you?
Mate, it'd be absolutely fantastic. Purely for taking the quality of our forward line from there to there. With him as an option.
And you wouldn't worry if Kane got injured as much, would you? If he's there. Oh, Ings can play today. Oh, that's all right then.
But like I say, even that, he's going to get more game time than Vinny has. But for me, you're 2-1 down, 1-0 down, 20 minutes to go. Let's do it. right, we're going to take Ali or Tanguy off. Kane, you move back. Let's get Ings on. And you got Sonny down the other side. You know, Sonny, Ings, Kane, and Bale up front. 10 minutes to go. You wouldn't back against us getting a goal, would you?
Yeah,
and do you know what? Another player, guys, from West Ham, Sufal. I think he's
we'll never sign anyone from West Ham. They'll never sell anyone. Because I would, as much as I'd hate, him,
they're like Chelsea, aren't they? They wouldn't sell to us. That's the
as much as I hate him, I do rate him at West Ham, and it's Declan Rice. Declan Rice,
yeah, Declan Rice, or Souček. Declan Rice or Souček for me.
Yeah, Souček,
Yeah, Souček's another good player. Oh yeah, I forgot about Souček as well. Yeah,
but it just shows you just need to be able to have a decent enough scout to go and Souček was like 2 million or something stupid.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So there are players out there that can just come into the Premier League and take it. You know,
they call him the next Fellaini. I personally think that's a bit of an insult. It's 10 times a player Fellaini was.
Yeah, 100%
already. Yeah.
Guys like.
Yeah.
And Will says we risk missing guys like
Rafinha. That's a great shout for me.
Yeah. If we only go
really
for,
like Rafinha actually.
Players, we have missed a bunch of talent worldwide. Yeah, Davis. Yeah, I can see where you're coming from, pal. Yeah,
he speaks a lot of sense. Will I've seen him on other channels. Yeah, he comes on. He speaks and he's spot on. I do go back to what I said at the beginning of the stream. It's all going to depend, and I'm pointing the obvious. It's going to all depend on how ambitious the board are in the summer. Yeah. Us finishing fourth and winning a cup obviously will make it easier for them to distribute a bit more cash than what it would be if we finished sixth or seventh and won nothing. But like Josh said, they need to show a bit of mettle now. They need to. If Jose does well, personally, I think if we don't win a cup and we finish 7th or 8th, I think he'll go. I think we'll move him on. That's a different topic altogether. And my thoughts on Jose anyway. But if he is successful, then there's obviously a manager who's going to take us forward. He needs backing, and all these players that we listed are achievable. Because we're not poor, definitely. It's not like we haven't got any money. If their ambition matches Jose's and the players, like I mentioned, then there's no reason why we can't get a few. Mate, if we wanted to push the boat out, it could get everyone on there. It could, but it's not going to happen. If we've got 4 of those players that we've mentioned tonight,
I'd be buzzing. Oh,
Do you think Jose is after any of them players, you reckon? With names like the players coming in?
Oh, Sabitzer, definitely. I believe. I think he'll be looking at Botman. I think he'll be looking at maybe. I mean, he has mentioned Dunk before, like previously. Yeah. I think he'll look at someone like that.
He's mentioned a left-footed defender as well. The lack of left-footed defenders. And Botman. Hence the reason why Botman's there. And he's always bigged up Danny Ings every time he's played against Southampton.
He wanted him. I remember reading about it in the summer. Mourinho wants him.
Yeah. So
I believe it was Ings who he wanted, and then they said no, we can't get him. We'll get Vinicius because he's a loan to buy option. Again, another cheap option. That's the problem.
Yeah, absolutely. So, guys, we're going to end it there, guys.
Can I finish you off with one question?
Yeah, go on, pal. Yeah, go on, pal. No problem. Go on.
Let's just talk.
Go on, pal.
Not realistic. Let's just talk unrealistic. Dream signing for Tottenham. Go.
Mbappe.
Great
answer. It's not going to happen.
Great answer. What an answer.
Yeah, it's not going to happen. You're talking about dream and unrealistic.
Yeah.
Mbappe. Him and Kane. Then we've got every right to play 2 up front. Kane feeding Mbappe.
Mbappe or Haaland as well. You could have Haaland as well.
Haaland, Haaland's fantastic.
Yeah, no, it would be Mbappe for me.
Haaland's too much like Kane.
Could you imagine Mbappe, Kane, and Son? Oh.
You're laughing. For me.
Yeah,
I've no secret. There's no secret. Ask any of my of my mates, they know how much
And
of a
Will-
fan I am
and-
of Mbappe.
Yeah.
Will
He'll be the
takes
next best
Haaland.
player in the world, won't he? He'll be the next best player in the world. Mbappe for me.
Will, like I said, will sometimes make sense. Not all the time.
Oh, Mbappe's better than Haaland, I think.
Yeah, in my opinion, and that's all
Yeah.
it is about opinion, isn't it? Yeah.
Modric back. It's some
Modric,
Yeah.
Modric is so old now. You can't just get another.
Mate, but would you take him for a season?
Yes.
I would.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Imagine
Well, one season on loan.
Winks out.
Come in,
Get
mate.
Winks out.
Come
Go
in.
and get Modric.
That's it. I'd
Do you know
take
what
him
a
in
player?
and a Champions League experienced player as well, if we're going to be in there.
Should we get Rafa
Go on,
back
Sam.
as well? Should we get the old Spurs boys back?
Yeah,
Get Rafa
that's it,
van
mate.
der Vaart back. Get him
Yeah.
in there.
Go and get Paramo back.
Kevin De Bruyne in there.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Kevin De Bruyne or Bruno?
He's-
No, probably De Bruyne. Right?
No,
Kevin
De
De
Bruyne.
Bruyne.
Yeah, De
De
Bruyne.
Bruyne,
De
hands
Bruyne.
down, mate.
Yeah.
Never.
Oh, we're being silly now, aren't we?
Right. Now, I'm not being silly.
I was talking about being silly.
No, this
Go on.
might be ridiculous, but we want a second striker, right?
Yeah.
I think it's going to be ridiculous to get hold of him, and I think his wages would be quite high. Aguero. Man City don't want him, mate. They don't want him. He's surpassed the requirements. Now, if you're telling me that's not a good second option,
Of course it is. Of course it is. Injury
And
prone.
How about this guy?
Oh, definitely.
He wanted to come, didn't he? We missed about with him as well.
Yeah, can we not
Oh,
talk about
what's
the
that
I
about,
got so
He's
excited
class.
that night when we agreed the deal.
Oh, mate, I was like this. I was, come on.
And then I heard about his bloody image, right? I was like, oh, it's just going to fall through, isn't it?
And
Do you
then
think
and then
it was
he
in his
turned,
right?
and then he ended up being what, Juventus Player of the Year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. He's an
But
unbelievable
I think
player.
they want to get rid of him. I think I mean, like I said off air, I said if Son wanted to go and Juventus want him, I'd say give us 40 or 50 million and maybe Dybala.
Yeah.
Yeah, Matt. There's one for you.
No, but he's fit now. I think he'd get a couple of games. I don't think he's a bad player.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right, guys.
Mate, yeah. Go on. Sorry, mate.
Go on, mate. Go on, Bob. Go
No,
on.
I was going to say if it came down to Aguero and Ings, I'd still pick Ings. Sorry.
Yeah, I'd probably pick Ings as well. But I was just saying because he's going to be on a
Would ya?
free. That was
Of course,
my
yeah.
thinking.
Ings over Aguero.
Yeah.
Wow.
Right now. Yeah, definitely. I think
Aguero
if it's our model a bit more.
Here we go. Look, Will's coming out as a young. Look.
Yeah, mate. I've heard about him. I've heard about him. Gio Reyna. Yeah.
I've watched bits of him. He's very good. One for the future, definitely.
Yeah, he's an attacking midfielder, and he can play out wide as well. Yeah, definitely.
Pretty much like the Ericsson position, and he plays in that free sort of role like he did. He's very good.
Yeah.
How do we always miss these players?
They ain't got Will in the scout room. That's what it is. They ain't got Will there.
Tottenham, go sign him up, mate.
That's it, mate. Go on.
Can't do worse.
And he wouldn't be that expensive. I don't think he's going to be that expensive as well.
I mean, now he might be.
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah.
Because I don't know what his contract. I don't know.
No.
Yeah.
Right, guys, we're gonna end the stream there, guys. It's been absolutely fantastic. Bob, thanks for coming in, mate. Absolutely fantastic. I know it's halfway through, but brilliant. Everyone in the chat, absolutely fantastic again, and we'll say 100% to you guys over them players. Yeah, so thanks for everyone coming to the chat. On the way out, guys, smash the like, guys. Subscribe if you already haven't. Share this video out. And yes, we have come up with a team. Unrealistic, or is it realistic to you guys? When this video is uploaded, guys, you can still hit the comments, guys, and let us know what you think. So, Bobs, tell everyone where they can find you, pal.
Yeah, mate, I'm on Bob Spur TV. A lighter look of all things Tottenham. Things got a bit serious today with regards to what the word opinion actually means to some people and how it could be taken as facts. But yeah, I'm opinionated, but I don't think there's anything wrong with that. As long as I can back it up.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah, as long as I can back it up with an honest discussion and some facts and be clear that is my opinion. So yeah, there was it went into serious mode, but that's a rarity. But yeah, Bob Spur TV, myself and Bob Spur Jr., who's, let's be honest, is the star of the show. We're on YouTube. Pop over, have a look at the videos, like and subscribe. The usual. He normally says it for me, but he's not. It's that time for him.
That's it, guys. Go and show some love for Bob, guys.
Yes,
you can also follow Matt, the Sussex Hotspur,
if you
on
want
Twitter.
Yeah,
if you want it. Is there, Matt? Is there anywhere else? Insta? Are you on Insta?
I am, yeah, but I don't really post much stuff on Spurs. It's mainly Twitter for Spurs stuff, really.
Yeah. Actually, do you know what? Saying that, I've got a lot of, I've got quite a few followings actually from Insta, so Insta's doing really good for us on Premier Hotspur TV. So everyone, I said thanks again, absolutely from me, Premier Hotspur TV, guys. I've been Simon. This has been Matt. This has been Bob. Josh was on earlier. Thanks for Josh for coming on as well.
Josh.
All you great guys who've stayed with us for all this time, guys. Absolutely big up yourselves. Appreciated here from Premier Hotspur TV. And
yawning in the screen.
I'm going to bed. Boys. A bit, mate.
Good night.
See you later.
And we'll leave you this, guys. Yes, guys. Thank you very much for everyone's tuned in tonight. Absolutely appreciate it. And we will say good night to everyone. Arsenal fans says 9K. Yes, get us up to 9K if you want us, pal. Sing a song for Arsenal fan. Good night, guys. God bless.
Night, guys.
Matt, thank you very much for coming back on.
No problem, mate.
Co-host Matt does everything for this channel as well, guys. So come on, guys. We'll go on to the next one. So tomorrow, guys, quickly before I head out, it's the Unbiased Premier League show, guys, 7 p.m. tomorrow night. We're back here, guys. Good night. God bless. See you soon.